You
input at all?
At all, my nigga. Look, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
But that beats only.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Deadbeats only?
I can't say that he's not wrong.
No. This is the fucking problem with niggas, right? This is the problem. Dating or married, it doesn't matter. If I'm responsible for y'all, you play by my rules. This ain't no compromise. Look, like I said before, if your baby daddy got input, if you still can't, we dating, you ain't got nothing to say about my kids, then take your ass to your baby daddy then.
All right.
I think the thing that gets left out when you have children with somebody is that you don't dictate terms with the kid if you co-parenting. And one thing that is left out of here is that it's the energy. If your baby father's being difficult, it's gonna mess with your mood. And I'm just placating to the clip. If he's acting up, it's gonna mess with your mood. And then it's gonna mess up with the climate in the house. That's what's gonna happen.
So I think to that point, though, Chris, like anybody could do that. It could be somebody's boss at work. It could be a teacher at school. It could be a coach. Anybody could have that influence. But if you're not setting an environment in the home where it's a safe space to decompress and process and all of this stuff, or have a sense of control over it, you're removing accountability of yourself to create that. Right. And that just perpetuates the problem. It gives that person permission to keep going in the manner that they're going in.
And let me say this to what you just said, brother. Is a difference between being a thermometer in an environment and being a thermostat in the environment. I control the temperature. I don't acquiesce to the temperature. I control it. So ain't nobody affecting my damn mood. I'm affecting their mood. I'm the thermometer. So as a man, you have to know who's the thermometer. I mean, I'm the thermostat. So you got to know who's the thermometer and who's the thermostat. And sometimes a baby daddy or ex-girlfriend, whoever, they start trying to, dictate the relationship because they got some issues with you being around or whatever. And the first thing you have to do is you got to go to the person you're with and say, all right, so what we doing? So if you got a little bitchy baby daddy, if we got a problem, I'm out. So if you have a certain amount of control, if he has a certain amount of control over you, when you're getting stressed out off of what he ain't doing, you got a couple of days to figure this shit out, or I'm out. I'm gonna find another woman. I ain't got time for this shit. This is your baby daddy. This is your kid. This is your cousin. This is your mama. This is your whoever it is in your life that you don't have control over. Because my whole thing is I need the woman to have a certain amount of control of their environment in order for me to come in and have control over the environment. So when it comes to the woman, if she's just getting just pushed around like a leaf in the wind by baby daddy or whoever, you're not the right woman for me, because I can't come in and control anything if the woman doesn't have at least an understanding of who's controlling what. Like, is the aliens come to fucking the earth, first thing gonna say is take me to your leader. Who's the fucking leader? So that's the first thing I need to do. Who's leading this family so I can talk to him? And usually it's the woman's daddy. So I'm going to go to the girl, because usually when I date a woman, she usually has a daddy. I don't really mess with women who don't have daddies. I'm going to be like the aliens. Take me to your leader. I need to talk to your daddy. I'm going to need to talk to your mama. Who's doing what? And then I'm going to be like, all right, so what's going on with your daughter? Like, who's running her? What? And your mama, your daddy going to tell me, well, her baby daddy. So, yeah, what's up with her baby daddy? What he be doing? Because they're going to give me an unbiased understanding of what's going on in his household and what's going on in his family dynamic. So I'll know to either stay or and stay in control, or either leave and get the hell out. So if a woman or a family member don't have control over the family dynamic, she ain't the right woman for me.
The solution is, fellas, do not get involved with a single mother whose baby daddy has input on their life.
Damn, you taking my follow-up. Y'all taking my follow-up.
That's my follow-up. Simple. You
input at all?
At all, my nigga. Look, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
But that beats only.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Deadbeats only?
I can't
That is
say I
No,
can't say that he's not wrong.
no. This is the fucking problem with niggas, right? This is the problem. Dating or marry, it doesn't matter. If I'm responsible for y'all, you play by my rules. This ain't no compromise. Look, like I said before, if your baby daddy got input, if you still can't, we dating, you ain't got nothing to say about my kids, then take your ass to your baby daddy then. What else is there to talk about? Any other man who lets some other man interfere in his house is a goddamn simp sucker. You a sucker. And I tell y'all, hold on. I tell y'all it's all right to date a woman with children. It's too many of them out here not to. There's too many of them out here not to. But to sit up there and capitulate on some stuff you paying a freight on is ridiculous. It's stupid. Oh, hey, you can date me, but you can't tell you can date me. I can live under your roof. I can take all your resources. I can take all your energy. You can take care of me and my kids, but you can't tell me what to do with my kids. You can't tell my kids what to do. What type of shit is that?
We got a goddamn problem.
When you right, you right.
So let's get
to
at the door. You stop it at the door. If he has too much input, if he has any substantial input into the rearing of those children and that woman where it's going to interfere, you should let her go. So hold on.
You said if it interferes.
Right.
Now I'm agreeing with you.
Right. So again, what I'm saying is this, right? So, but again, if you're not man enough to have that fucking conversation at the beginning, you deserve what you get, nigga.
I agree. Because remember, I told you I come in and take over every goddamn thing. So you can have input, but it's going to be through me.
All right, let's get Sugar Curls in there, and then Sweeney.
Good evening to everyone on the panel.
How you doing?
Good to see y'all again.
Yeah.
Is it possible to play the video, or do you want me to just answer the question?
No, I can play. Oh, damn.
If you don't mind.
Give me 1 second. I'll bring it back up. All right, here we go.
A woman with kids, it's like forced polyamory, it's forced polygamy, because now you even have another man in your life that can dictate emotions and dictate policy with that woman. So for example, let's say me and this woman, we're going to get ready to go to Hawaii, and me and her going to pack our bags, and then her baby daddy call and say, hey, I'm not watching so-and-so, or I'm not going to do this, or something happened. That man can change the direction of a trip. He can change the direction of her mood. There's times where I've seen it where, oh, I just got off with my baby daddy, I'm upset. Like, he can change things in your household. You could be talking about another man on a Friday night instead of you talking about what you guys are going to get ready to do. So this person, like it or not, cool, we co-parent well, we don't co-parent well, still has access to your woman in certain ways. That's like, can you tolerate?
All right, you got the context?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
A lot. So when I'm looking at this question, I'm thinking if a couple is dating, and let's say the woman has children, she has a baby's dad, and I don't think there should be too much control going on at that point because they're not engaged or not married. But I do think she, as a woman, should have established boundaries. She should have established what's going to go on, especially if they're divorced. I don't think the baby's father should have a lot of say so over what she does if she's living in her own household. Now they are co-parenting, so there are certain things they may agree on. However, once she starts dating and she's serious, she's engaged to a new man, then, quite naturally, and even from a spiritual standpoint, now her new husband has more control and authority over her and her children and the children. So in his household, I don't see how it can be polygamous when it's his household. He is over his wife and over the children. The baby's dad, when the children goes over there, he has certain rules and standards in his home that the kids are going to abide by. And so I don't think it would be forced polygamy because the man has control over his family, including those children.
And he said a word, policy. The policy becomes my shit. So the policy thing, he has it wrong. The man that just comes in, his job is to offer a system or a new policy that the woman agrees with. Now, if there's already a policy, that means she has to make a decision on.
It's too early. I can't believe it's time to get up already, but that's okay. A man's morning routine is everything. The first thing I do is I head to the washroom. My focus, brushing my teeth, my beard, and my skin. Tej Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men, has changed my life. The face wash, the scrub, the super serum, the eye cream, the AM PM moisturizer has people giving me compliments left and right about my skin. At the beginning of each week, twice a week, I massage the scrub into my face, then I rinse. Every other day, I use the face wash. I put it into the palm of my hands, and I spread it evenly across my entire face and my head. The Tej face wash keeps the pores clean and also removes all oil. My favorite part about Tej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really make the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin easy. And because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description, and not only will you get Tej Hanley for the best possible price, but they also give you a free gift with your first box. Click that link and get started today for just $30.
Shout out to the sponsor. It's go time. Yeah.
Let's just have a conversation.
How y'all doing, family? What's going on, family? Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got the real precious, Mr. Let Go, Lady Di, Sweeney, Austin, Nas, Israel, and myself on Lapeef JR. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
All right. What's good?
What's going on? Ready to argue?
Oh my gosh.
He got us blue today, so you know he's ready.
What was up with that rated R, rated MA Tej Hanley commercial, man?
He was getting extra moisture.
Time out.
Yo, it was a little
That was extra
moisturizing.
sensual.
He was moisturizing his sexy and preserving his situation. You know how that go.
Hey, man, that was a old throwback. That was the first one, man. First one I did.
No, that was the OG commercial right there, huh?
Yeah, when I had to lather it up and I had to put it on. You know
Rub it nicely into the palm of my
Run
hand.
into my skin. I'm like, whoa, do I need to be listening to this? Like, I don't want to hear about this man's skin.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the sponsor, Tej Hanley, man. Uncomplicated skincare for men. 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. So if you guys want to fill a Tej, as I always say, click that link. Shout out to all my green gang that's in the chat right now. Mr. BX87, Will G, Mr. Renegade, Sherelle, good to see you over there. We do have HR in the building. So Mr. Let Go, I know you've been having a rough couple weeks. But HR is in the building. He is aware of every situation that has gone on thus far.
Wait, what?
HR is aware of all the situations.
You a snitch.
Somebody said you called the hotline. Yeah, they said you called the hotline.
Help me, please. Help. They're picking on me. Help. Oh, my bad.
Y'all know I ain't called no HR. I'm used to getting picked on and fussed at. And
so don't worry. the other parties have been notified. They are instructed to exit a little bit earlier so that you guys don't exit at the same time. We don't want any conflict. You might want to get your union rep. The superintendent did speak with the union rep that was on site at the time, and so everything is sorted out. No worries. Reports have been filled out. You are safe. Something that we do not tolerate is violence.
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space, right? And if by any means, all you have to do is say, I'm offended, or use the word red, which means stop. It should notify all of the employees that's on the panel that you can't tolerate anymore. So now we got it out the way, man. Good to see you guys. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get this show started. Y'all ready? We might have a couple more people dropping in periodically, but right now we used to have panel of 4. So panel of 8 seems a little bit odd to me. That means I might have to do some talking tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Sweeney, you okay? Like you might have had an edible. You leaned back too far, brother.
Oh, I'm chilling.
He's trying to show. He's trying to show his whole T-shirt. You know, his T-shirt game is on fleek.
Let go. Was talking about his shirts, man, and I went on ahead and got him a little.
Yeah, he had to change his shirt game.
I see you not wearing red today.
Right, I was just right.
I couldn't find a red shirt. I was like, I'll forget it.
You know, you got 1,000 red shirts.
I ran out of red shirts, man.
Y'all matching a little bit though. It's you're in Israel.
No, we're not. Ain't no one matching.
No.
He got a whole.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
He
Right,
got
Pepsi Blue and
a
Smith.
Walmart shirt on.
Pepsi
That's
Blue.
a Walmart polo. Wow, I didn't know.
He got a Walmart polo.
Walmart so polo. I know you ain't tell. What does that even say?
Come on, y'all. We gotta.
Yo, why we starting the show this way? Hey, Lapeef, Red, tell him leave me alone.
Offense.
Let's go ahead and get the show started. Just holler the word red, Mr. Lecko, and HR will pop up. So that's all you got to do.
Remember, he's only reading with one of his eyes, so he can't read my whole shirt. So it's okay.
Wow. Hey, yo, but I did see your video the other day, and I did notice that your eyes did do like this. I was like, damn, he won't. Yo, let go. Don't start. You didn't even start the show, y'all.
Don't start. Y'all know how I get when I start laughing. All right, come on now.
It's Mr. Thumb. Mr. Thumb.
Come on. I don't care.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Moving on to our first topic of the night. Our first topic of the night is a man says he needs specific genes for specific purposes.
Having 4 more kids with
5 kids.
with one person?
No. I need specific genes for specific purposes.
Keep going. I want to hear this.
Genetics is key. I want a diverse gene pool. I want an Arab, Nigerian, have a West Indian already, an Egyptian, and the other one, Spanish. I might throw an Asian in there, the 6th kid.
Yeah.
Each culture has something different. And when we talk about now a collective of culture, the family dynamics are so diverse now. We're talking lawyers, doctors, pharmacy. Each child is going to be in a different industry that they're taking over. Now, all of that comes back to the family wealth. Success must be intentional. Muslims, 12 wives, right? Imagine if with that kind of commitment, each person was the head of a business in that one family. Can you imagine their wealth? Ridiculous. Why should we limit our own capabilities when together we can achieve so much more?
Now, how easy you think is going to happen for you, finding these women?
If it was easy, everybody could do it. I like a good challenge. I like to hunt.
He likes to hunt. He likes to hunt. I know back in the day, I used to hear a lot of women. They would want to choose the men with the different color eyes and nice grain of hair. So I have heard of this, but a man saying it. I'm not really sure if I heard it too often growing up. But let's get you guys' thoughts about that. Immediate reactions. I'm gonna go ahead and start with you first, Israel. What are your thoughts about it? Man says he needs specific genes for specific purposes. You on mute so you know. Papa Smurf was a Rolling Stone.
Thank you, sir. The first thing that came to me was, did he just mention that and say team? Like together each accomplish more team? Did he just say that? Did I miss that? I think he said team. All right. So he was talking about a team, right? And he said Muslims have 5 and 12 wives. I'm trying to figure out what Muslims are these that he's talking about. Yeah, it just sounds like delusional and just delusional, just imaginary grandeur is what it sounds like. I mean, I don't even understand what really the purpose is or what really his plan is. It doesn't sound practical at all.
So you would not be interested in doing anything as such?
Have you ever tried to herd cats before?
No.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
I'm saying herd cats.
Yo, you do have a point though.
Yo, I'm just saying,
women
listen,
definitely
hold
act
on,
like cats.
Mr. Let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
for real, all jokes aside, everybody talk about this thing about, yeah, I want 6 or 7 or 8 women until you have 6 or 7 or 8 women. Bro, 1 or 2 women is a full-time job, fam. If you talk about 6 or 7 or 12,
if
bro,
you could deal with 6 cats in your house, then you might be able to deal with 6 women. So I totally agree with you on the cat analogy. Women are whole cats. You're right.
I see. Leave it up to Let Go to make it goofy. I didn't say that, ladies. I'm not calling y'all cats. I'm just saying, yo, it's difficult to manage 1 or 2 women, much less 5 to 12 with children. Like, that's ridiculous. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. It sounds like he's in some way trying to play God in a little bit. And these designer babies actually exist. I know someone who knows someone who got a designer baby. The baby don't have no father, but
wait, can you define designer baby, please?
You pick the traits that you want your child to have. You pick them, and so it's not necessarily to the extent of what he's saying, because he's saying he wants to have a child with all of those different nationalities and cultures.
Yeah.
But there is a thing where you can design your baby
in a test tube.
They can have
it's genetic. It's genetic modification.
Blue eyes.
GMO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he? Well, and also I was trying to find, was he trying to be the modern day? Was he trying to be the modern day Noah? Like take one of each and just make some new. Like he's trying to make a whole new nation is what he's trying to do. The United Nations. No,
it's like I get it, but why can't you just network with those people? Like, why can't you put yourself in a position to be around those different cultures? And I don't know. It just seems like he's just trying to make his own utopia or something. Like,
but it also sounds
it's not
like
going to be utopia though. It's going to be hell. But go ahead.
Well, to him, it seems like it's going to be the best place on earth. They're gonna prosper. They're going to be very,
until he gets it. And then
right.
Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it.
But this is the thing.
Like challenge. You're going to be challenged.
He didn't mention much of the Black culture. So he's saying that us Black people, we don't have it together. So I need to go seek elsewhere. Because when he mentioned the other nationalities, he also mentioned doctor and lawyer, as if Black people can't be doctors and lawyers. You have to, if you're going to pick a wife, pick a good one. Pick someone that has a level of intelligence. Pick someone who is athletic. Pick someone who are all of these things, for when you have these kids, you can mold your kid into do many different things. You just have to have, you don't have to have a partner that is super smart, but it does help. It does help how the kid is going to come out. Make sure that she's at her happiest when she's pregnant. There's different ways to get your child to be successful. You don't have to have a wife in a different culture just to get a doctor. Like, that sounds silly. Kids could be doctors without you marrying someone that's Asian. I think that analogy that he used was weird. Now him wanting multiple wives is another topic, meaning his example should have been more in line with the benefits of having multiple wives instead of using different cultures is the benefit of having multiple wives. Because I honestly don't think cultures have anything to do with just that topic alone. Just express that you want to build a huge legacy and you don't feel that one woman can give you 12 kids, then that would be something I think that would be more logical. But
yeah, so I think to that point, Lady Di, I think his understanding is that is what genetics produce as doctors and lawyers, and not necessarily like environment, right? And I get kind of what he was saying in terms of like adopting things from other cultures to kind of strengthen his goals in terms of family. But I don't think he could handle an intelligent woman because he seems to be misconnecting a couple of dots in his understanding, right? Like it's apparent that he doesn't read too much. Like those things, there are Asian people who don't become lawyers and doctors, right? There are people in the Middle East who don't own businesses. You know what I mean? And so I think his misunderstanding of what genetics is has led him to this really wild conclusion. And it's unfortunate because I think if he was able to strengthen his argument, there could be something intelligent that came out of it.
yeah, I agree. Just say something that makes a little bit more sense instead of blaming or using cultures to get what you want. You could get what you want. You just have to have the person that you choose have to have good genetics. Look at their family. Okay, what did they have success in? And how did they get there? Did they have a drive to get someplace, or were they lazy? Do they have mental illness issues? A whole bunch of things you could look at in a family tree. So,
and one of the biggest things that he may not be aware of or just didn't point out is that the father has the strongest genes. So it depends on who he is more than who the woman is. Shout out to the Pookie picker women who run around having babies with losers. And now you got a teenage boy that's a loser. Is because of his daddy was a loser.
What?
So it depends on who the man is specifically and not just who the woman is. Like I just met my daddy this is the week 3 or whatever, and this dude thinks exactly like me. Well, I think exactly like him, and I'm just learning that I'm a spitting image of him, like how he thinks and how he acts. We was talking about walking down Philadelphia, just walking through the Philadelphia streets, just hanging out, right? And I actually said, well, I was walking on the outside of you. I was protecting you, because he's 75. He's like, nigga, you ain't had no gun. I was protecting you. Who you think you is? I'm like, you had a gun? Duh. I was like, oh, my dad is an OG. So just little things like that. I was like, yo, his DNA came straight out of him into me. So when it comes to the men out here and the women, the man is the main person that is most important when making kids. So if this guy is a great guy and he's smart and all this other stuff, he's going to be okay with whoever he has kids with, because the main part of the genes come from
no.
man.
Hell
I'm about to cut your ass. No.
Hell no. Absolutely not.
No.
He's going to get what
that is so untrue.
Woman, and
because if
that's everything's going to be messed up because he's messed up.
So if that's the case, if the man is the most important, then are you telling me that LeBron James or Les Brown or Norman Vincent Peale or Martin Luther King, they were made that way because of their daddy, or they were made that way because of their environment? That's where you get into nature versus nurture, first of all.
No. The main question is genes. He needs specific genes. So I'm looking at it from a gene standpoint. I totally understand the nature versus nurture standpoint, but the question was genes for specific purposes. And I'm just saying
Well, he never named one purpose.
As a man,
the only thing that he could have, he never named what purpose. The only purpose that he could have been speaking to was physical attraction or physical appearance.
I'm going by the question at the bottom. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm addressing that. Even in the video that JR just played, the only genetic goal he could have been attempting to accomplish based on his statement is the physical appearance of the kid, because that's all that he alluded to. He didn't say anything about intelligence till after the fact, right? So that, I mean, you can't say. And then even when you look at men and women can have dominant genes. Genes is about who's dominant, what DNA strain is dominant. Because if that's, if it's really just about the father, then why in the hell does LeBron James' son not look like LeBron? He looks like Savannah. Bryce,
but he acts like LeBron.
No, he does not.
He can play
have you
LeBron.
Watched Bronny James?
That came from LeBron. What are you talking about?
Have you watched this?
He's in the NBA.
James looks like LeBron James.
That's nurture, bro. That's not
right.
nature.
It's environment. I'm talking about genetics.
That's
you can't
genes
don't create a fault. Wait a minute.
Everybody's kid don't want to play basketball just because the daddy playing basketball. That's genes.
That is the nurture. No. That is the nurture section of it. We're speaking to genetics, which is completely based around DNA.
Do you know kids come out with a certain personality? That boy could have easily said, I don't want to play no damn basketball. Just like Sweeney, you like, hey, I don't know what my son wants to play. If you was a pro whatever, that don't mean your son wants to be a pro whatever. It comes from the genes also.
Okay, I'm not disputing that part, but I'm also not going to allow you to say that men solely determine whose genes that
I didn't say solely.
You said the man is the most important, which
I
means
said
that he carries the majority of the weight in how the kid comes out, which is not
true. I said main. Main doesn't mean all.
But even that is not true.
So what about Magic Johnson's son?
Right, Magic Johnson's son. So Magic turned his son. He like that sweet stuff. That's Magic Johnson's fault.
Probably so.
Bullshit.
There was a lot of stuff about Magic Johnson.
That's how we see. This is when you just say stuff that's not rooted in anything that's provable. Because you're not going to tell me that Magic Johnson, a 6'9" man's man, is responsible for his son turning out the way he turned out. It has nothing to do with genetics. You cannot say that. That's not scientifically accurate. You
are putting the N in sign language at this point, bro.
Thank you. Like, that's insanity. You can't say that. You can't just make something true.
Okay.
Miss Lego can.
I mean, so I believe too, like, let's say you talked about Pookies and everything. There are women who are the same. I don't know what you want to call them. And some of their kids end up acting like them too. I don't know if it's just like it's all men have this strong genetic gene. I just think it depends on the person, on how strong their genes are. Not just, we're gonna label it as men only,
I just want to say this. I didn't want to say it, but I'm just going to say it. I was trying to hold back, but Dwayne Wade.
What about him? What about Dwayne Wade?
That torpedoed your entire argument?
I mean, what about Dwayne Wade?
Yeah,
that torpedoed your whole argument?
What about? No, I'm saying, what about Dwayne Wade?
No, Dwayne Wade is a certain way. And his son turned out a certain way. That means the genes
way is Dwayne Wade
bad.
What? Are you for real?
What did you say, nigga?
Like, what?
Dwayne Wade.
Somebody mute this man, Mike.
He can't be serious, man.
He can't be serious,
man. You can't be serious, man.
Somebody mute this man, Mike.
He can't be serious. There's no way he can be serious.
Right
Dwayne Wade
has
a son that is no longer a son. And
so whose fault is that? That's Dwayne Wade's fault.
So why ain't he playing? Why ain't he aspiring to play in the WNBA right now?
Because Dwayne Wade is
a ball player.
Right.
He a ball player.
No.
Still be ball players. It don't matter what side he play on.
No. What I'm saying
now
is,
y'all want him to be Juana Man?
I mean, that's what Mr. Leco's saying.
That's what he's talking about here. Which is BS.
See, basketball is the nature part, okay?
What?
But
basketball is in your nature.
Dwayne Wade.
Marcus was ass. Jeffrey was ass in basketball. You don't know what you're talking about on this one. You gotta stop that.
Yo, basketball is in his nature.
So basketball is in Zaire Wade's nature. That's what you're telling me.
Oh my god.
Hey, JR. So apparently, Marcus
Something
and Jeffrey,
else.
basketball was in their nature, but the reason they didn't go to the final 6 times to get 6 rings was
That's all
because
I'm saying.
bad
Something else was
environment,
in
I
his
guess.
nature.
I don't know.
Something else was in his nature. That's all I gotta say.
Gotta have HR call the piss.
That had nothing to do with basketball.
Oh yeah,
It has something to do with balls, but not basketball. So
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sweeney. What are your thoughts about it? Man says he needs specific genes for specific purposes.
God damn it, Mr. Lego. Shit. I don't know what dude is hoping to gain from doing what he think he's gonna do with all these different women from all these different cultures, because his genes, who he is, may be the thing that alienate his kids from the rest of those cultures. And they never, and I don't think he's thinking about that. Now, this is again me headcanon right here, but you talking about you want all these different kids from all these different cultures, and you don't know how that will play a factor in their lives. Because how many times have we seen kids get rejected by their grandparents because their dad was the wrong skin color, the wrong culture, the wrong person from the wrong side of the tracks? So him saying that he wants to do this, I hope he's taking that into account. That you want all these different kids from different area codes and different genes.
Did he say a white woman?
I think he might have said a white woman.
Not directly, no. He didn't say a white woman. He said like an Egyptian, an Asian.
He sounded like he's from
an island girl. Yeah, he's from the island. He said I already got an island girl, but yeah, an Indian.
And what is somebody said that he wanted utopia? What is that utopia gonna do when they all your kids? And they like there's other people in there.
Well, I would think that he is thinking about the future and when he's not here anymore. So in his mind, he's going to have these children. They're going to have these traits. They're going to have this intelligence, which is going to build this wealth, which is going to be able to help community or just help the family.
I looked at it as him thinking that he can tap into different cultures through his children. That's kind of how I saw it. I don't know if that's exactly what he meant, but that's how I saw it, is that he feels like he's going to be able to tap into these different cultures and have his leg in a lot of different places through his children.
But I had a question. What does that relationship look like? What does that relationship look like with all of those different mothers? Like and that's got to play a factor and play a part in his relationship with his children.
You know what that's
I'm mad that Finesse didn't say nothing about that part, because that's the other part. Like, what is this dude talking about?
You know what he gonna look like to all those women parents?
A deadbeat.
A deadbeat dad. That Negro that he gonna look like that Negro.
Yep.
He's gonna live up to the stereotype. Because
who is he? Does he have Nick Cannon money or something?
He must have some money saying it like that.
Exactly.
A lot of the dudes, does he have Nick
Men
Cannon
don't
money?
talk about having children like that, let alone going to different cultures and races to get them.
Unless they got money. Usually the guys on Finesse's show, when he interviews them, they have money. These are Atlanta folks, there's a lot of, so
he's in Atlanta and he wants this.
Yes, most likely Finesse is in Atlanta, and most likely most of the people he interviews is like rich dudes in Atlanta. So most likely this dude is an Atlanta dude who's rich. So possibly, I don't know. I never seen this guy before.
Hey, look, he gonna do it. I'm just saying, I don't think his plan gonna work out the way that he hopes that it is. I hope you're just looking for the genetics, because if you're looking for cultural benefits and all of that, I don't think it's gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out. You're gonna have
Does he have a farm or something? Does he have like a farmland, a farm he's trying to grow? I mean, what is he? I'm confused. Where are all these people gonna live at? Are they gonna live on like a compound or like one piece of land in the same house? Like,
did he say he had kids already, or is he starting fresh?
He said he had a girl already, but he didn't clarify whether he had kids already. He said he had an island girl already.
Because I think some guys who don't have kids be talking out their neck because they ain't never had kids before. So I don't know if he got kids or not, but
it's still rare to hear a man say that they want that many. You'll hear a man say, "Oh, I can't wait to be a father," but for a man to say, "I want 6 or what do you say, 7, 6 or 7?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
What
Because
does
he
that
said
say
Right. So
Muslims
about a
have
that's
man,
6
though?
to 12
that's
kids, and I'm
abnormal.
like,
What do you
what kind
think
of
that says
Muslims are
about a
these?
man who
What
wants
are you
all those
talking about?
kids? What do you think?
I'm thinking future. I'm thinking like lineage, and when I'm gone, you'll be here. You'll be able to take care of yourself. And we'll be able to build generational wealth. That's what I'm thinking. Because why else? You having some kids? What you going to have some kids for?
And this is the problem. Like the way he started that off is already problematic. You only want to have. Look, I'll take y'all argument on this one that he's just doing it simply for the genetics. He want a brown and black baby with the good hair. He want this kid over here with the chinky eyes, and he want that part. Like if he's doing it for that, you just sound like any old fool who's looking to make a bunch of babies just so they can look good.
Oh, you just
Nothing
If
else.
he has wealth, I don't think he would think on those juvenile. That's a juvenile
Ain't that what he
level of
said
wanting
though?
to have kids.
He's only talking about money though. He's saying that if I was to marry have a baby with the Indian cultures have resources that us,
Right.
let's say black people or Caucasian people don't have, and he's not going to be able to tap into that if he just sticks to his own. So he's just all about money. He didn't say nothing about no hair, nothing. It's just money only.
Oh,
He
okay.
have an
So
extreme.
he's looking at it for the cultural benefits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out the way you think it is.
No,
But-
it's not at all.
All right, let me get
Because he probably.
let me get Inaz. You answered the question already?
Yeah, I did, but I just want to add something to it real quick, right? Because you guys were talking about like this utopia that he was looking to build. Unless you're actually raising those children in the cultures that their mothers originate from, you're not actually tapping into those communities, right? You're not. You're blending them and creating your own community that's your own idea of a mishmash of all of them. And I think that's really unfortunate. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I think if this man just dug a little bit deeper into his thought process, maybe we could have something substantial, but it's not even scratching the surface at this point. There's way more questions than understanding.
Man, not the enemies. I know you didn't see the video, but do you want to respond? Can you grab the context what everybody else was saying already?
I can kind of understand what the video was about, but I think I need to actually see it, but you don't have to play it. But from listening to what y'all are saying, I think he has a prerogative to do whatever he wants to do. So if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he wants to do. I mean, people have their own prerogative. It might not sound right to everybody else, but if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. I mean, it's not your life. It's not my life. That's what I'm getting of it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, Lady Di, you wanted to say something?
Just to ask a question. So you obviously only applying it to something that is not harmful to the community. So if he says something that was harmful to the community, would you still say the same statement you just said just now?
Again, I did not see the video, so I can only go based on what you guys are saying. So I can't really answer that question because I didn't see the whole video. But the points that you guys are bringing up, it sounds like his decision at the end of the day. Maybe I need to see the video. I don't know, but I'm listening. You guys I can just listen for this particular subject.
Okay. You on mute?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Like, okay, so Ali is saying in the chat, like, hey, well, listen, baby mamas are bound, and baby mamas this and baby mamas that. But then when a brother want to do, fam, it's not just that, he's having children, because there's nothing wrong with having children. At the same time, you're talking about having children by 7 or 8 or 9 different women of different backgrounds. So, and it didn't sound like he had a substantial plan to do that. So that is more detrimental to the community than to build in the community, in my estimation. So it's not just, oh, well, baby mamas get away with this and baby mamas get away with that, because there was no baby mamas in this conversation. It was about him and his lack of a plan, but him saying something that was grandiose at best.
Exactly, and I agree with you on that because Pookie shit is Pookie shit, whether it's a woman doing it or a man doing it. I think Nick Cannon is trash for what he's doing. Like, we got to stop doing all this crap because it's hurtful to women, and we can't just be running around saying it's hurtful to kids. We can't be running around saying talking mess about women doing dumb shit, and then when a man wants to do some dumb shit, we don't say nothing about it. It's all dumb shit. I don't care who it is.
But I have a question with Nick Cannon. So these women are accepting his offer. So I mean, is it really trash if they're agreeing to have the lifestyle that he's saying?
Women are opportunistic, and you already know.
It's just a stupid regard. It's just listen.
Hold on. Let me just say that I think women are children to a certain degree. So you hand a kid some candy, they're gonna eat it. They're not gonna check it or nothing like a child. So you hand a woman, hey, you want to have a baby by me, and I'm rich. She's just gonna take it like a child. So it's the same thing. So it's about the man making the best decision for the family and not the woman. The man makes the decisions for the family, not the woman, because the woman most likely is going to make an emotional decision about whatever it is she wants.
Okay.
On that part, I 1,000,000% agree with you on that part. Let Mr. Let Go. On the other side, when you guys mentioned Nick Cannon, I bring up the point that Lady D said. I mean, I feel like if the women, those particular women are opportunists. And again, it seems like I don't know the context of what you guys are talking about right now, but if every woman knows that his task or his duty is to have all these kids with literally every gender of a woman, every race of a woman, if the women knows that that's on what he's on a mission to do, then that goes back to, I mean, he could do whatever he want to do, whether or not it's a detriment to society. I don't really, I mean, I guess from the aspect of, is the father going to be in each of the kids' life actively and equally, which is pretty much impossible. So in that aspect, yes, it is a lot. It is a negative to the community. But at the same time, if the women already know, if they're opportunists, then I feel like the men and the women, the man and the women that are choosing to sleep with him are just as guilty and just as petty and dumb and stupid.
Anybody that is foolish enough, any woman or man that is foolish enough to give somebody a child, when they say they want to have them with a bunch of different women, it is absolutely impossible for a man to effectively manage more than one household. It's impossible.
I wouldn't say more than one, but definitely 7 is more than challenging. I wouldn't say more than one,
even though I still don't think it's possible
like
with
2, maybe 3 households, but not more than 5.
Well, we got a different. We still have a difference of opinion. I don't think it's possible for him to effectively manage more than one at a time at his peak ability. But you damn right, you split it between 7. It's just stupid.
Right.
Both the man and the woman that attempt to engage in something like that is foolishness.
Most men have the ability to multitask and have the ability to put things in certain perspectives. So because of that, yes, you can manage 2 or 3 households as a man. But once you get beyond that, it becomes extremely challenging, if not, like the sister said, virtually impossible. When you get to 5, 6, 7, 8 and be effective, that's a whole nother story altogether.
Well, even when you look at it from this context, though, even if it's 2 to 3 households, one of these kids is getting more attention than the others. There's no way you cannot. There's only 24 hours in a day. That's why I'm saying it's impossible to effectively be a father to more than, unless all of your kids by these different women are living in one house
together, right? That's why I asked. I said
it's impossible to if they're not all if the kids, which is my primary concern in this conversation, if a man cannot have all of his children living in the same house, it is impossible for him to be an effective father to all of these kids by proxy or by logic, because one of these kids is getting more attention than the rest of them. So that's why I say I have a difference of opinion there.
And then you got to look at it from a sibling standpoint. There's a birth order thing that usually happens with siblings. The oldest, then the youngest, and things like that. And if you got all these random kids in different households, now you have all these only children. and I'm the only child. We aren't necessarily the same as children with siblings. So if you got 2 kids over there that live in the same household, but then you got an only child over here and the only child over here, putting them all in the same household or same environment for a long period of time, guess what? You're going to catch hell because you got 2 only children and 2 siblings. The 2 siblings are going to be like on team with each other, and the 2 only children are going to be like individuals. And you're going to have hell dealing with all of these personalities that are growing bigger because they are in different households, being ran by different women. That's like stupid. So whoever this dude is, I hope he does not accomplish this, and he's just a dude who ain't got no kids, who don't know the hell he talking about.
I'm going to say this. I don't think a man in this country, especially in Atlanta, can manage 2 households on his own. I don't think so at all.
Why you say that? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Because again, you're living in a country where you got arguably some of the freest women on the planet. 2, there's no culture behind it. I think the reason why that may be able to take place in other countries is because there's a culture that also cultivates those families, so you know what you're dealing with. Here, you talk about managing 2, maybe 3 different houses with 2, maybe 3 different personalities, with 2, maybe 3 different types of families, from 2, maybe 3 different cultures. You're not going to be. I don't think men can pull that off. I think he can. I think a man can financially. I think there's a possibility that a man can financially handle 2 houses.
Here's the
or more
pushback.
houses.
So there's no CEOs. There's no CEOs of corporations that handle multiple employees and multiple different divisions. There's no regional directors that handle different stores or different operations around the country. Like men have historically been doing this over.
I know
and
you
over
just
again.
did not.
That's professional, not pleasure. When you're dealing with pleasure,
I know you just did not.
It's the same. I absolutely did. It's the same. Hold on, sweetie. It's the same kind of concept. If you are a regional director, right, and then you have other managers that are under you, and let's just say it's a franchise, right, and there's stores. These stores have to be run in a certain way, and you cannot be at all the stores at one time because you're only one human being. However, if you do have structure in place, if you do have a standard in place, a system in place of sorts, and a rules and regulations, then those things can operate under a certain system, and they can all get equal attention. So it's not necessarily that they can't manage that men can't manage.
Are you poly? Are you poly? Are you in a poly relationship?
No.
Hold on. Again, I
could
get
handle
what
it
you're
if
saying.
I was, though.
I get what you're saying, but I've already addressed it. I said unless you have the cultural to back you up, then that will work. But in this scenario, I don't think in this country, most men will have the culture and the structure to even back them up to be able to do something like that. That's why I said over here in America, I don't think it's possible.
Right.
Queenie, men create culture, and men create structure. So it's your culture and it's your structure as a man. So no, but you can do it in 1 or 2. Like I said, it's challenging to go beyond that. But you can definitely do it in more than one household.
It goes back to the nature versus nurture thing. If you're not in the same household, right? Like for example, my kids grew up under my household. We got a divorce. They stayed under my cultural control when they got with the new husband, right? They ran my system under his roof, period, because they already had that. So I'm able to run somebody in another household because I started it off. But he's talking about having babies with this woman, He's not going to start the cultural hierarchy in the household and then let them go. He's just going to have a baby over here and over. You cannot have
now.
That
Hold on. That's not
that
amount
of structure if you're not in the same household. You can't do it.
I want to get Nas in there. Go.
Thanks, Jack. So here's the issue with your analogy, Israel, right? Because I get what you're trying to get at, but here's where like the business thing doesn't really make sense. Because at the end of the day, in a corporation, when you're establishing culture, if somebody isn't fitting in it, they get replaced.
Yes.
You don't normally replace your offspring. right? Like that's not really a thing that we look at, right? And so
it's a damn good point.
The context of your analogy doesn't really fit, because you still, as a father, regardless if you have a system, you still need to be actively involved to give that child the best chances in life, system or no system.
Well,
and these are children going to different schools, different school systems, different neighborhoods, different types of mamas.
JR, can I answer that without
go ahead,
talking over me? Yo, so I hear what you're saying, but you have to peep this. Islam, like my people Bismillah pointed out, Islam is like that. In Islam, what you have is you may be married and then you have a family, right? But the rules in Islam is you have to treat your other family. If you have more than one wife, you have to give them the exact same thing, the exact same way. But they don't live in the same households. They live in multiple households. So what I was speaking to, hold on, fam, let me finish. What I was speaking to was the fact that he said that you cannot, as a man, he didn't think that you could, as a man, take care of more than one house and give them equal attention. And
you can't.
Hold on, you absolutely can.
Okay, so quick question, very quick, very quick question. So hold on, if I may, Israel,
I'm just trying to finish my point. I just want to finish my point. So the point is that when she's saying about replacing, I get that, and that's cute and everything like that. But that's not the point that I was making about, you replace employees or you replace. What I'm saying is, if you have a structure and a system in place, it is definitely possible to take care of multiple households. But 7, 5, 6, 7 is virtually impossible. But 1, 2, 3 it is possible. It's absolutely
hold on. So let up. You're responding, then we'll go to Austin.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing, Israel, is I too am Muslim, so I understand how the rules work. Alaikum assalam. I too understand how the rules work, right? However, that's the ideal. That's the structure. But what it looks like in practice, when those families are scattered all over the place, because there are Muslim men who do practice it that way, where there are families in different areas, different countries, whatever, they're not actually capable of fulfilling the rights to the wives or the children in that regard because of distance, right? And I think that's kind of the point that we're getting at in terms of like the difficulty in abiding by your obligations because of the distance. He's looking to scatter, right? He didn't talk about, because his whole thing was capitalizing on the culture of the women that he was choosing. And you can't maintain that culture without allowing those children to grow up in those cultures. If you take them and you congregate them into your household, you are now removing the element of culture. Okay, does that make more sense to?
I hear what you're saying. I don't agree. Let me say this. I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree, because according to the Sunnah, if in fact he does not or is not capable of taking care of those households at the same time, what happens or what can happen? The wife, under those circumstances, in those circumstances alone, the wife has a right to divorce him. So there is, like I'm saying, it happens every single day. And again, the logistics of it, we don't know, because we had a short clip. It was a short clip, an instant clip. So we don't know the logistics, because that was the first question I asked. Well, is he going to have a compound? Are they going to be in the same house? Do they have houses around? Is it a big piece of land? So the logistics, we don't know. But we do know that men every day, all day, are doing this in multiple homes, and it can work.
Okay, we also know that those kids are not getting equivalent attention from the fathers.
Says who?
Well, says time. Says the law of time.
Says if
only given Israel, if they're only 24 hours in a day, you said something that I think is absolutely false. You said that that a father can give the wives and the children. You said this equal attention. That is a literal impossibility based
That's
upon
impossible.
the fact that there are only 24. If you let me finish, I'll tell you.
Let him finish.
If you let me finish, I'll tell you. There are only 24 hours in a day, church. There are only 24 hours in a day. So how, in the name of God, is it possible to distribute attention to children when you literally have, because at least 8 hours the man is working to work, I would assume, right? At least, especially if you're a wealthy man, let's do this. Hold on a second. If you're a wealthy man, wealthy men typically work between 60 to 80 hours a week. Am I right or wrong? 60 to 8 hours. So at least 8 hours out of your day already elapsed given to work. The remaining time you got to eat, you got to then see your wife, you got to screw some, you got to do this, then the third, all this other stuff. So what Anaz said is absolutely correct. You're then on top of that, this gentleman who only said, by the way, he only said that Muslims have 7 to 12 wives. One, he didn't claim to be a Muslim. Two, Muslims engage in having multiple wives because that's their religion. Now we can discuss the problems with that at another time, but the point is, when you look at it, it is impossible. There's not enough time.
Okay, now let me tell you how it's possible.
Please tell me. I want to hear this.
Okay, 8 hours, 8 hours to work. You're forgetting 8 hours to work, right?
At least.
Okay, 8 hours to work, at least. 8 hours to sleep. What happened? What's
happened?
What happened?
Go ahead. All
right, 8 hours to work. Let's just say 8 hours to sleep, which we know that super successful men do not sleep 8 hours. Okay, so you have another 8 hours, fam. So let's just say for the sake of conversation that you spend 4 hours frolicking, doing whatever you want to do, and you split 2 hours between your sets of children. It is possible.
It's
what
not
I'm
about
saying
the
is that
hours.
that's not a, hold on, let me finish. When he talked, y'all didn't cut him off. It's not an impossibility. Time, listen, it's not impossible. Not to mention that you can have all your children in Islam or in any other culture. It's nothing against having all your children together at the same time.
No,
let me finish. You could gather all the children together at the same time and spend family time with those children. Let's just say 3 hours a day. It's not impossible. I'm finished.
So if it's okay, so if that's true, these kids got to sleep too. The kids got to eat too. The kids have to go to school and all that. So there's time. The children. Hold on a second.
On the other 16 hours, they're eating, sleeping, and doing whatever else they got to do, going to school, whatever else they got to do.
What you're saying is logically flawed.
It's not logically flawed. Because there's 24 hours in a day, fam. We just
I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance to speak. I know you're going to disagree. That's the point of the conversation. The net of it is, you cannot tell me logically that it is that the children are getting the best out of their
now you're changing the frame. We say equal. Hold on. Now you're saying best. We say equal attention.
My framework
mathematically is logically
This is what you're failing to understand. My framework. No, my framework has stayed the exact same. I always said it is impossible for him to effectively manage more than one household. When I say doing something effective, I'm talking about doing it at your best. So my framework has been very specific.
You're on mute, Austin.
JR playing with the controls.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Lapeef. Why, JR, why do we act like all of a sudden we got to spend 24 hours a day with our children? Since when in the history of the world do men spend this exorbitant, elaborate amount of time with kids? Since when does this happen?
It's not about that. It's about you being in the house, being the example, whether you're spending time with them or not. You could be in the basement and your kids could be in their rooms doing whatever, but they have you there as that protection, that security. When they see you spending
I don't know why my
2
mic
hours
just
here or 5 hours here. They appreciate that, but they don't necessarily have a blueprint of security. They have a in and out. You give me time, but in the middle of the night when I'm having a nightmare, where are you?
Thank you.
Precious, wait, hold on. So Precious, what I'm saying is this: why do we act like all the children can't? Again, I'm not saying the 7, the 5, the 7, the 12. I think that that's extreme, and I do think that that's virtually impossible. But I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, where I've seen it in working action, and the kids turned out right. 1, 2, 3 is possible.
What are you defining right as?
It's possible, meaning productive citizens in the world, meaning they are self-sufficient, meaning they are providing to society, and they are making society a better place. And then I'm answering, and they're making society a better place. That's what I was trying to finish. So the point that I'm making is, why do we act like all the children can't get together at the same time at one place?
Okay, two people trying to answer your question, Israel. Can you let them finish?
So what I was trying to say before I was
first, Mr.
Let them say something. Damn.
The guardian thumb.
Two
I
people
got
trying
this.
to answer you. You keep talking.
No, I didn't. I just was trying to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was cut off originally for some reason, but so the point
I
is
didn't
that I
cut
was
you
trying
off,
to
man.
conclude was that your argument is inherently flawed from a logic standpoint because you are literally attempting to state that a father can give his best. And my argument, my framework has been around his best. It's always centered around that because I said, when I'm talking about doing something in an effective way, I'm talking about when you're doing something effectively, you're doing it well. You cannot be an excellent father if your time is diverse. If you're only giving your children to, even if you have managed, you localized to 2 or 3 households, it is bullshit to say that you can give your children the best version of yourself and you're only giving these kids 2 hours apiece. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit right there, bro.
Bullshit.
And you know it's bullshit.
Soldiers give less. Most of the time, police officers give less. Most of the time, corporate businessmen give less time than that to their children.
Israel.
Why are
proving
we?
my point.
Why are we
Let
in fantasy
me talk
world?
to Israel for a
Why are
second,
we in
bro.
fantasy world here?
Israel, look.
Yeah, we got to transition in 2 minutes, y'all. We got to transition to the next topic.
I just want to say this.
But if we may,
hold on, bro.
listen to this.
Austin, hold on. Israel, I got 2 kids. I don't know how many kids you got. My kids were under the same roof as me, and they experienced me differently under the same roof. Okay, under the same roof, they experienced me differently under the same roof. All right. So what I'm saying is, like I said earlier, when children don't grow up together, that's one of the problems. So children in different households, there's a different problem. And then the man said something about different cultures. So now you got a different cultural background from each mother that is teaching the child something different. Then the children are not even around their sibling as much because they're in different households. And then dad ain't around. This will literally be a dumpster fire. Now, can a child grow up despite all these issues? The answer is yes, because I grew up despite not having a dad around. So things can happen, but it will happen in spite of what is supposed to be there.
But listen, do you realize that? Wait. Do you realize that
We're not gonna never move on from this topic.
But he changed the whole frame of the conversation. He talked about, my children experience me different under the same roof. No, duh, because children are different. They can have the same mother and the same father and be completely different people. I have 3 children and they are completely different people. Have the exact same mother and same father.
Hey, Swinny got the last statement. Don't nobody else say nothing else after him. Respectfully.
Also, and I see not only did Israel mention this, but a lot of other people in the chat mentioned like kids grew up and their fathers went off to war and stuff like that. There's a difference between knowing that your dad is off at war fighting for his country and knowing your dad is at somebody else's house. Parenting somebody
knowing
else.
your daddy was slinging wood and having other kids is
two
different
totally
than knowing your daddy
different
went to
feelings
war.
that a kid would get.
Cut the bullshit.
There's one you could take pride in. There's another like, damn, my
I can
dad
take
ain't here
pride in
because
knowing my daddy went to war versus knowing my daddy was out here slinging wood.
Was the last word. I thought Sweetie had the last
All
word.
right, we good. We
All
good.
right,
We'll move to the next
y'all.
thing.
You guys just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. A few super chats came through. Ali 1999 says, brothers talk so much like modern women. They will let women say they're strong and independent with 3 baby daddies and 10 kids. But men are saying men can have multiple kids and women. Men are
smarter than women. We're not supposed to do all this stupid shit that the women are doing. Duh.
Ali 999 again says women tell y'all they don't need men to raise families, then turn around and tell men they can't. And men too weak today to speak on the power of their seed. Ali again 999 says Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Walmart, Target, Amazon, all these men and companies have CEOs that run men and women to build their companies, nations, but men can't run households.
Again, there's a culture behind that. That's not just some dude out here slanging dick to 2 or 3 different women talking about I can manage all these households. Warren Buffett didn't go to fucking Amazon and was like, I'm gonna put some business over there and have you do it the way I wanted to do it. Elon must be looking at him like, Negro, please.
And then they're hiring managers to
Isaac
delegate
Jackson,
all of that.
199 says, just say you want mixed kids, my boy. The rest BS. Marcus Evans came through, said, what's going on? Let's try to be respectful tonight. Most definitely salute to you. I want to thank everybody that has contributed. Appreciate the super chats. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, you still there? Mic check on.
Good.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to our next topic. It's one of your clips, Austin.
Say it again.
Move on to one of your clips.
Oh, one of my.
Yeah. So why not? Next topic of the night, we're going to be speaking about what Austin was referring to when he said Black women and aggression.
Oh wow! I didn't. One of the chief reasons that Black men, I feel like, leave Black women, especially when they get on, is because of the fact. Now this is gonna sound f***ed up, but y'all know I'm never gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna tell you like it is. One of the chief reasons Black men leave Black women is because Black women are more aggressive, right? This is what they tell us. They're more aggressive. They're not as feminine. Kevin Samuels does all this talking about he wants women fit, feminine, friendly, right? The 3 F's: fit, feminine, friendly. Are most Black women aggressive, more so than their white or Asian or Hispanic counterparts? Absolutely. Whether you like it or not, you are. There's a reason for that, though. This is the part no one wants to pay attention to. I'm gonna be honest. The typical reason that Black women are more aggressive or more masculine, and shout out to Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams said the same thing. She acknowledged that she herself has masculine traits. I'm using her as an example here. The reason Black women have to act more masculine is because the world in which they live in and operate sees them as almost just as great of a threat as Black men, right? They have been conditioned by their mothers in a society that, all right, look, let's be honest. I'm going to shake the table.
Who is this Negro?
Right? This is not a knock on Black women. This is not a knock on Black women. The reason many Black women have to act more masculine is because today's Black man acts too fucking feminine for his own fucking good, right? Now, what am I talking about? We live in a generation, and we've been living in a generation, where women are forced to raise their daughters to be independent, but they have nurtured their sons into submission, and they've turned their sons, to quote a Kevin Samuels term, into grass-eating fucking lions.
All right. Go ahead, Sweeney. What are your thoughts about what Austin and Dr. Julio said?
Come back to me, man.
Why you gotta go back to you, Sweeney? I didn't know my own clip was going to end up on the show tonight. Oh, this is a hell of a surprise. Oh shit! I'm in my own hot seat.
Golly.
All right, go ahead, Austin. Go ahead if you want to further.
The context behind that statement is there's a lot. One of the things that shout out to Nicole Michelle for this, always trying to tell me to remain balanced. One of the things that I think we never do in relationship conversations is to offer a balanced perspective. We know the relationship game is messed up in a lot of ways. We know this, right? But if you just read the literature, you read, I've read, not only did I read the book by Sister Shahrazad Ali, The Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman, I read The Black Woman's Guide to Understand the Black Man. I read, Is Marriage for White People? I read a lot of material, and there's a lot of things that are never really discussed in depth. Is today's woman aggressive? Yes, some Black women are going to end up dying alone because they don't know how to be feminine, and that's their own damn fault. At some point, you have to reach the age of accountability and self-responsibility, where it's like, all right, if I was raised by a tough-ass mother, my mama told me, F these Negroes, and you get this out on your own, blah, blah, blah. At some point, if you want a man, you have to lose that mentality. A lot of mothers traumatize the hell out of their own daughters, right? But on the same token, on the flip side, a lot of women are not taking care enough to really raise their own sons. And it's not just their fault because the daddies ain't there. But if you having babies with niggas that ain't worth a damn, that's also your responsibility. It's also your fault. I give you 1 to 2 mistakes. You can get, in my book, you can get 2 mistakes. You can get 2 ain't shit baby daddies, and I'm gonna give you a pass. After that, come on. And that's essentially where it came from. It's more, I posted 2. I'm generous. I'm gonna give you 2 mistakes. I'm gonna give you 2 mistakes.
2 baby daddy mistakes?
2 baby daddy mistakes. Because listen, and here's why. Let me explain why. Let me explain why.
Austin, you're babbling.
The double standard does not. Hold on, watch this. Hear what I'm saying. The double standard that men enjoy, men get to have a bunch of baby mamas, nobody bats an eye. All I'm trying to do is add a smidgen more balance into the conversation.
That ain't balance. That's debauchery.
When a man sleeps with a bunch of women, he's a player. When a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, she's
right.
a
No shit. And a key that could open any lock is a hero, but a lock that could get opened by any key is a busted lock. Come on, man. Why are we spitting out this bullshit?
Everybody can't talk at the same time.
Hold on, Izzy. We just sat here and came down on a man talking about he want to have multiple kids with multiple women and how you can't manage a household and all of that based off of these. No. I'm not saying you said it. What I'm saying is we just me, Austin, Let Go, and a bunch of other people just sat here and spoke out, and then you're gonna sit here and say, I'll give a woman a pass if she got two
I mean,
baby
you still,
daddies.
she still dead
Yeah,
ass wrong.
Austin,
Unless
right.
you
Not
really
me,
happens.
Austin.
No, one at a time, y'all.
I mean, Lo, I mean, she still listen. I didn't say she was right to do the shit. I'm just telling you what I'm telling you what reality is. What
That's
I'm saying
not even
is this,
reality.
Wait, so you would marry a woman that has two baby daddies, has children by two baby daddies? You would
hell
marry
no,
her?
I'm not. I'm not doing it.
Talking about.
So what are we exactly?
What I'm saying is this is what I want. This is what I need y'all to understand. There is always more grace given to men than there is women. I'm introducing that and giving them that leniency for the introduction of balance in a conversation.
Well, that's not
It's
balance.
double
That's
standards
just
on both
bullshit.
sides of
What
the
are you
fence.
talking about?
Why
Introduction
isn't
of
it
balance.
balanced? Lego? Why isn't it balanced? Tell me why that's not balanced. Tell me
Because
why
a woman that has
wait a minute,
two
hold on. Let me
children
phrase
by
the
two
question.
different dudes,
Let me phrase
that's
it. Let me
not
phrase it.
balanced in any
Let me
kind of
phrase the
freaking way.
question.
What are you talking about?
Let me phrase the question. Is it not? We know this. We all grown adults. When men have a bunch of baby mamas, they are given less hell than a woman that has multiple baby daddies.
On what planet?
Hold on.
You know why?
So explain. Hold on. So explain to me from your perspective why me saying you can show women a little bit more grace than that. Why is that unbalanced? Talk now. Respond to the question.
On what planet? Oh, go ahead, Lego.
Whoa. This is simple. One, she's a woman and he's a man, and I always bring that up. One, a man raising children. And he's raising the children. That's what I'm trying to look at. And let me know if I'm wrong. The man raising two children is going to be the better parent than the woman raising the two children. So that's the first thing. Okay. So a man having kids versus a woman having kids, that's a totally different household. That's a totally different dynamic.
Baby moms. He's talking about multiple
multiple
baby moms.
though.
Can you
wait? But he was the wait. He was the one that made this damn clip talk about how aggressive freaking black women was.
Right, I'm telling you.
Nah. Then he tried to sit there and cushion the blow by saying, "Oh well, I will give a woman a pass if she had two baby daddies." But then I said, "Yo, would you marry a woman with two?" No, I wouldn't do that. Come on, man. Right now.
Hold on, gentlemen. Take a break real quick. Let me get some of these ladies in here. Go ahead, Nas.
So I hear what Austin is trying to do in terms of the conversation, right? In terms of introducing balance. But I think, in my opinion,
no, can you explain it?
Hold on.
Can you explain it?
It's
how you agree with him. Explain that part.
Well, if you let her finish,
I didn't agree with him.
She didn't say she agreed with anything.
Everybody, let Nas talk.
Yeah, all I said was I understood what he was trying to accomplish. There was no agreement in that whatsoever. So let me be clear on that. In my opinion, I think that, Austin, you've tried to balance the conversation in the wrong direction, right? Instead of continuing to create leniency and behaviors that are unproductive for society and our culture and our communities, I think that the leniency should be created more so on the other end of the spectrum. I think men who have multiple baby mamas should be equally shamed as women who have multiple baby daddies, right? They're both terrible for our community. Where the leniency needs to come in is having more empathy for a level of aggressiveness. I think it was what your video was centered around.
Yes.
That having compassion for what that is and creating understanding that allows people to work together, understanding how women can bring down those walls and recreate femininity for themselves in later years, as well as men understanding that that type of programming is challenging to kind of unlearn.
And to be fair, that clip is a snippet from a larger conversation that was had on Clubhouse where I actually addressed that part of it. There is no understanding given or no leniency shown for why the aggression exists in conversations that are had today. Black men just say, "Oh, black women are aggressive and these women don't know how to be feminine and submissive and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, first of all, let's understand where you can't solve a problem if you only look at it at the same level of thinking you were at when the problem created itself. And that is what I'm trying to change in that conversation. It's literally that simple. And I expounded on that later on in that conversation.
All right, let me get Embrace in there real quick. Go ahead, Embrace.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. This is a very touchy topic for me because I get a lot of pushback. Mm-hmm. And to my sisters, no disrespect, but I got to keep it real with y'all. Okay? A black man's choice will always be a black woman. Their mother was black. However, For many years now, they have been saying, we're tired. You're aggressive, you're combative, you're argumentative, you're not submissive, you're not willing to listen. And we're not taking them from y'all, the Latinas or the Beckys and the Chinese girls. Y'all giving them to us because they've tried. They've really tried. They can't even get a smile from some of y'all. Okay. And I'm just keeping it real. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay. Don't get in your feelings, but I got to keep it real because I have a black son. And for my son at 13 years old to tell me already, he's 17 now, to already come to the conclusion that he doesn't want to date a black woman saddened me. That's very disheartening. I said, but Jordan, you only been in school. You haven't even met. You don't. He's like, nah, mom, I don't even want to deal with it. They're loud, they're ghetto. I don't like weave. I just don't want you. And we have to, yes, there's a lot of history behind the aggression. I get it. There's even a document out where it says the angry black woman syndrome. But what are we going to do to fix it? We can talk about what happened in the history, what's going on, but we need to fix it because that saddened me. My son is half black, but he's already given up on the sisters. I mean, come on. We got to take accountability. And I get a lot of pushback because people automatically assume, well, you're not even black. You shouldn't even be talking about this. You don't know what the hell I am. Just because you see the fair skin and the long hair, you don't know. Ask before you assume. Because one drop, you it. And that's all I really have to say. Is just we, as my sisters, we just have to do better. They fight the world, they fight the white man, they fight on their jobs, then they come home and fight y'all and compete with y'all. You can't, it's like we got to look within ourselves. And I've gotten a lot of beef growing up because of this. The eyes rolled. I didn't got jumped before, because I was dating a black guy. And it is what it is, but we got to look within ourselves first to see what the problem is and then work with each other.
Let me get Sweeney in there real quick. Go ahead, Sweeney.
Being aggressive and loud and argumentative is a choice. They made their choice. This wasn't something that they were forced to be. It was a choice. So us sitting over here talking about, we need to give grace for argumentative attitudes. There's an angry black man stereotype as well. And nobody gives us grace for that. We get locked up for our anger and aggression.
So there are more black men in college than is locked up in jail.
What?
There are more black men that's in college.
What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
A lot.
Our aggression is met with getting locked up. Our anger is met with getting locked up. There is no grace for that.
Sweeney, are you familiar with Dr. Jordan Peterson?
Oh my God! Not the Dr. Jordan Peterson.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
You can't. This is the problem.
Uncle Dr. Jordan Peterson. Go ahead.
I don't know why he scares you so bad. I don't understand why that white man scares you so bad.
No, just because he did the clip. Why you can't finish your point?
I'm let it rock because I don't get why we're giving grace for something that is choice.
Austin, it was your clip. Can we please respond to your clip?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let Sweeney
go
finish.
Ahead, Israel. Or
no,
whoever.
Go ahead, Sweeney, and I'll go after Sweeney. Go ahead, Sweeney. Finish, man.
Again, the aggression that we're met with, because how many times you heard a woman say when they asked them, oh, what is one of your worst qualities? Oh, I can be a little mean sometimes. I can be, and they laugh about it. It's a choice. It's not something that they forced to be. I'm sorry, you can't keep blaming your behavior on something that happened 2 generations ago. You are who you are, and you happy to be it. Because you don't want to, that's what I said a couple nights ago. You stop listening to what women say, watch what they do. They say they want one thing. They say they're going to do this. But in reality, they want what they want, and they get what they want. They do what they want. Not necessarily get what they want, but they do what they want. You go in, that's why I had a problem with what Israel was saying earlier about the whole 2 household thing. You're not going to be able to do that because you can't unring that bell of the independent woman. You can't unring it. She going to do exactly what the hell she want to do. And if being loud and aggressive is what she want to be, she's going to be it. We just watched a woman sit here and sick her brothers on a dude after she got done hitting them, beating them upside the head, hit them upside the head with a tequila bottle, then sicked her brothers on them, and then lied on the stands.
Then lied on the stand. That part.
So to answer that, he was talking about multicultural women, so that's not necessarily the trope. But I digress. Let me just say this. I agree with you wholeheartedly on this particular point, Sweeney. Black men don't get the same grace, nor do anybody look for us to get the same grace. There's no days off. Like, we can't take a day off, we can't slip, we can't sleep, we can't. Oh, well, I just decided that I was gonna wild out today. Nah. It ain't happening. So because of that, and Black women want to be independent, they want to be equal, they want to be in the same position as us. There's no way possible that they should be allowed to be aggressive, to be combative, to be these things. Like, it makes no sense at all. Like,
and you know what's crazy?
Women are supposed to be softer, are supposed to be feminine. That's supposed to be the nature of a woman. No man wants to deal with a woman who's no man wants to hear all that. No man wants to deal with that.
And you know what's crazy? We both black men and black women grew up under the same households, under the same conditions. Ain't nobody giving us grace for none of that bullshit. And I don't think we should. I don't think black men should be given grace for their aggressive behavior that can lead to problematic things. And I don't think women should get grace for their behavior. All of it is a choice at this point. We choose to do the stupid shit that we do. So we can't sit here and start, oh, well, let me look out. I understand, because the thing is that I have to deal with that. If me coming in and you an aggressive ass woman and you get loud and you fight and you get into it and you tell me, well, it's because I grew up this way and my family and my household is the reason, but why do I have to deal with it? I don't care that you went through that. I shouldn't have to deal with it, and your kids shouldn't have to experience it.
Exactly.
And that's kind of where
we're always responsible regardless. Okay.
And that's kind of where I was gonna go, Sweeney. Like, I understand a lot of us had didn't have good upbringings, not having a 2-parent household or even having fathers, good parents in the house, raising us well, having a great family dynamic of a husband and a wife. I'm talking about a healthy one. I understand that that's a cause of why, since we're talking about women being aggressive. I mean, if they didn't have their parents in the house showing them what a true healthy relationship looked like, they don't even know how to execute it in the real world. But my thing is, when you get in the real world, because everybody has a chance to make their life better. When you get into the real world and your circumstances start to get conflicted, now you're in a situation where this doesn't feel good. I have to raise this kid by myself. That's supposed to change a person. Your hurt and your endurance to pain is supposed to make you change and do better. So when I see people not even doing that, and they're comfortable with being uncomfortable in the worst way, that part is sad, because it's like, why are you okay with being like this? Why are you okay with accepting this type of lifestyle when you could just make better decisions the next go around? We all make our decisions. We all have some failed ones. But when you have that failed one, you're supposed to learn from that. And that's with anything, your job, anything that you accomplish in life. You're not supposed to stay low. You're supposed to elevate. So the reason that I'm seeing is that people do not want to elevate because they want to stay in the way that they have, which is laziness. People are comfortable being lazy. They'll be so lazy that they're broke. They'll be so lazy that they're out on the street. I see so many people out on the street holding these stupid ass signs. Some of them are lying and some of them are not. So it's still all comes down to just the family dynamic, but no one wants the family dynamic. And I believe that it's just because they don't want what is being shown. They don't want, so if you're looking at TV, oh, I want that type of love on TV, cool. Okay, well, the TV is entertainment. You're looking at the wrong thing. You have to work on it, just like on your job. You have to work on having great communication skills and executing tasks. It's not something that's just going to come easy. People are lazy today. So
the reason I just
want to get to Precious and man, because I know they've been pretty quiet on the last few topics, though.
Okay,
you get Precious in there, and man, not the enemy.
Woman in aggression. I always say that women, one of the first things that we need to take care of is our mouth. I think aggression comes from not being able to face those traumas and then putting them on a man who has nothing to do with those traumas. A lot of women don't face their traumas before the man. It's like they'll get the man and then it's like, oh, well, I got these traumas. I have these problems here and he going to stick with me through them. And he doesn't have to. He's not obligated to. Yet women think that they can use everything else other than healing to keep him. And it's like once he see that you're not healed or that you're not doing the work that you need to do, he's not going to stay around. And if he is going to stay around, it's only going to be for a specific reason. But even that is dangerous because if a woman doesn't deal with her spirit, even sticking around to have sex with her is going to mess you up.
That's a fact.
So even that is such a crucial part. And I think aggression comes out when you don't take the time to sit with your shit. I'm serious. Because when you don't take the time to sit with it, you're like a firecracker. When somebody says something to you, you get offended easily. You can't just sit and breathe for 5 seconds and take it in and be a woman and receive what's being told to you. You have to have that masculine and that's from not being seen. That's from not being heard. That's from not feeling validated. That's from insecurities and not really building yourself back up from whatever tore you down or whatever is bothering you or whatever trauma you went through. Your trauma is no one else's responsibility, not even your parents.
That part.
Your trauma is nobody's responsibility but your own. But until you face it and take accountability, because that's something that we always talk about with women as well. You can't expect somebody else to have grace for you until you have grace for yourself, really, because that's when you're telling yourself, okay, I need help. There's something wrong. I shouldn't be treating them like this. I shouldn't be bleeding on them and they didn't cut me.
No doubt. Sit with it and then fix it, though. Make sure
Yes.
you fix it. Make sure you get it fixed. Don't just sit with it. Sit with it and fix it.
And don't think it's going to happen overnight. Like people think that, well, I see so-and-so doing it or how you do it. And you can't compare yourself to me. You can't compare yourself to the next person. There's only one you and there's only going to be one you. So are you going to present the healed you that's still working on yourself, that knows where to go, that has a toolbox to work on things when they arise? Or are you going to be the person that's still blaming, your daddy and the person that violated you and your mama that wasn't there? No, you have to grow beyond those things because it really helps you in character. It even helps your spouse. A lot of women, it's like you're not a wife because you're not ready to be a wife and you're not honest about that.
What's tripped out? Everybody, I'm saying a lot of people saying.
Was she finished?
I thought she had.
I can be finished. Go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead, real quick. My bad. I thought you was done.
Just making some bombs.
Hold on, men are the enemy needs to go next.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, y'all. So I wrote a couple of notes here. So I'm just gonna go down my notes.
Shit.
It's not a lot. I'm gonna try to make it quick. But I talked about this today because obviously that's why I have the platform. Men are not the enemy. Specifically because of what we're talking about right now. And I do bridge the gap between men and women. I don't believe that every man is a dog just because my ex is a dog. I don't believe that just because your dad was bad to you that you have to be bad to men. I don't believe that if your mom was bad to you as a little girl that you have to be bad to men. It's all about individual accountability. The first thing I want to address is I know, like I've said before on this show and like I do on my platform, I'm probably in that 1%, and I'm okay with that. I stand firmly and proudly in that 1% of being masculine to the masses, to other women, which I can always tell when a woman has had a positive, active role model of a dad in her life versus the ones that didn't. But from my perspective, Black women call me masculine, which I've actually been called that on one of the previous other shows, or I think like a man. No, it's not that. Well, just hear me out. That's not a factor. I'm just saying my points. So at the end of the day, it is that way because a lot of Black women don't take into consideration what about that woman that was actually raised by her father? which is myself. So the reason why I have more of my quote unquote masculine ways is because I was raised by my father. So I have characteristic traits that a lot of Black women don't have. I also want to give shouts out to Embrace the Grace, because she spoke a lot on about what I've experienced. And Black women do continue to talk down on Black men. And if you don't agree with the mass of Black women, they look at you like you are just, what's that Zimmerman do? What's that? The daggone Zimmerman do? They look at you like, oh, because you're not on our little team, that, oh, you don't have a valid point. Well, that's the reason why you're not growing. That's the reason why when you turn to your neighbor, you are a reflection of her, because of all of y'all, all certain type of Black women, they all flock together. The other thing I want to say is, somebody said, wait a second. Somebody said men can raise 2 kids better than a woman can raise 2 kids. I 1,000,000% agree with that. I am that example of that environment, only because self-explanatory. Single women with sons, we cannot teach them how to be men. But if you take a father and let's say he has a girl, or let's say he has 2 daughters, most likely she's going to naturally be feminine. Most likely, that's what we born with. Nobody has to teach us really, some of us do, but in a nutshell, you're kind of birthed to be a woman. So I find it kind of easier for myself to be molded into a quote unquote feminine picture, which I don't want to fit that mold, but I'm just saying. Now, Sweeney said Black women do what they want because Black women do what they want because I think he said just Black women do what they
It
want.
can't be a dissertation now. Like we got to move on now. Like, how long are your notes?
Are you serious? Y'all just sat up here and talked. I barely talked.
Yeah, yo, you in control.
That was unnecessary. Like, this lady ain't saying nothing the whole show.
Can she finish?
Let go. You gotta everything at one time. You got to be able to be a part of the conversation instead of waiting until an hour later and say everything.
But she still, come on, man. She still didn't say much. That was unnecessary. Let her finish.
Come on.
You know what? You win. Go ahead. You win. Cause nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, son.
Let go. That was an asshole move.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah,
no, that was. That was mean.
Let me tell you something. Actually, and I'm actually going to go ahead and step down because that was very disrespectful. And I'm a fan of your show, and I stand in the gap for men like you that got a big old mouth. And I still give respect to people like you. But for you to sit there and not give me my space when I'm all about encouraging the men, when women like most women sit in these comments and they backlash you I read your comments. It's very disrespectful, but hey, who am I? God damn it. Who the fuck am I? Let the women do whatever the hell they want to do. Excuse me.
Drop down, stay up.
No, I'm good. Y'all have a good night. I'm good.
Men are not the enemy. Men are not the enemy.
Let me apologize. Let me apologize.
No, I don't want your apology. I don't want your apology because you originally did what you wanted to do. When you sit up there and babble every show, nobody checks you for that.
Listen for a second. Just listen for a second. First, I do apologize.
Why am I going to listen to you when you wasn't even listening to me?
Okay, just take a second.
Now you're telling me I'm too aggressive. You see what I'm saying? Wow.
What I was saying is we have to be a part of these conversations. What happens?
I'm giving you guys my perspective so that we all can talk about what I just said. I just sat here and listened to every person on this panel and didn't say anything.
But you got to chime in.
Like, what do you mean?
Let her finish.
That's all I'm saying.
Let her finish.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm seriously done. I'm done. Go ahead, y'all.
All right.
You still owe her an apology, bro. That don't mean just because she don't want to accept it, don't mean you can't give it.
I just gave it.
Wait, I wanted to say, don't listen to him. Like, nobody on here was even on that. I was really trying to hear what you had to say, and I'm pretty sure everybody else. That's just one person, you know.
It's not about me listening. It's about we are all held accountable for what we individually say. And I add a very, very positive perspective to platforms like this because I don't think like the average women that you guys sit around and talk about. I don't think like the average Black woman that majority Black men talk about. I don't fit that description. So why would you not let somebody like me talk? That's very disrespectful.
Look at what I did. I did not mean to be disrespectful. If I, just as an example, say I haven't been talking for like a good 45 minutes, right? Or whatever. And then I say I got a list.
Never happened.
And then I start going down the list. Somebody's gonna be like, all right, bro, like save it for, you know what I'm saying? So I did not mean to be disrespectful because I like you. You good people. All I'm saying is we gotta use it from a conversational standpoint instead of let me read off this list. That's all I'm saying, because sometimes people want to chime in and think about this. You made about 4 points. What if somebody wanted to chime in on your third point? You's going,
sir. Okay, Mr. Let Go. We could have done that. We could have done that at the end of my conversation. That's why I already told y'all I have a list. Anyway, the last thing I want to say, the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm good. I'm good. The last thing I'm gonna say is the term happy wife, happy life is very, very toxic. Happy wife, happy life. No, I talk about happy husband, happy home. Because if the man is not happy in the home, the whole household can go to garbage. It's just put it in the dumpster. And that's my perspective, and that's where I come from. So the rest of the show, I can sit here and I can just sit back because I know who I am and I know what value I bring. So it is what it is.
No, just be a part of the conversation.
Just so you know, man, there's nothing in me. I want you to speak. I want you to speak. I want you to give your take. There are some people out there that think just like you, and then you need to be heard. Okay.
Happy king, happy kingdom.
And y'all black men ain't got no damn castle. Stop calling yourselves kings. Stop.
I got a big castle.
Who said that? Who said that?
The simp god over here.
Hold on, what do you say?
Israel said that.
Y'all don't got no castle. Y'all ain't got the castle. Stop calling
if you ain't got no castle or no,
you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Shit. Where your castle at?
I'm sitting
where the title deed to the castle, Jack?
I'm sitting in it. Where the title
where's the no. Where what you got power over besides that house? What you got power over?
That's it.
King's got power. Where's your power at, Solomon? Where is it?
Where's my power at?
Where's the power at, King Solomon? Where's it at?
Are you serious right now?
All right, y'all. We got to get back on topic, y'all. Let's get back on topic.
A man that's ruled by women is asking a god.
I ain't ruled by women.
Power at. What you talking about, fam?
Not ruled by women.
What are you
no
talking about? You ruled by Venus, y'all.
Shit.
What you talking about?
I'm ruled by facts.
Okay, so let me ask. Let me ask something real quick. So what about my list? What about my list do y'all want to talk about? What about my list? Which one do y'all want to talk about?
I agree wholeheartedly with your list.
Well, I was asking everybody else.
Yeah, there's nothing to discuss with what you said. What you said was it actually just enhanced the conversation. There's nothing further that needed to be added to what you said. What you said had enough power and merit to stand on its own.
Embrace.
Well, I know that the men are majority going to agree, but I want to hear from the women too.
The women on here are on agreement because most of us are similar. If you're listening,
okay, that's what's up. And Mr. Let Go, I apologize. I'm gonna humble myself.
It's no problem. We bicker, like, just be a part of the family. We bicker every now and then. I don't want it to look like, I singled you out or whatever. I be fussing at everybody. I be fussing at Israel and Austin. You're a part of the family.
He's a big bully. He's a bully, is what it is. A bully thumb. A big bully thumb is what he does. What's up, Ali? What's going on, brother?
Me and Ali
welcome back, Ali.
Hey, Ali.
How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Yeah.
Is it clear or is it bad?
It's good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Ali gonna be arguing in another hour. Like, it's all good.
No, I ain't gonna be arguing with you. I'll let you do yourself.
What's going on, brother? I ain't seen you in a while.
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
All right, what's good?
All right, Ali, you want to chime into this discussion?
I mean, it's a big mass of lies to me at the end of the day. There's two ladies that I'm familiar with. Well, I say three that I say they move in their feminine. And I mean, Precious and Lady Di, I see them saying a lot of consistent information in regards to men. But at the end of the day, we know culturally we support homosexuality, we support obesity, we support effeminate men, feminine men, we support us women doing whatever they want to do as a culture. We don't have to say point out anybody on the panel, but as a culture, we support women today being aggressive and doing what they want to do. They can terminate babies. Yeah. They can terminate babies when they want to terminate babies. They can have babies when they want to have babies. It's my body, my choice when they want it. But if a man somehow gets in an entanglement with a woman and a baby occurs, she can force a commitment with that man, talking to a white judge. And I'll say white judge, but I'm just saying white judge because majority of women are following feminism and they're following a law system which is backed by a white infrastructure. But if you have a child with a man, then you should follow that man. So my main point is this: we're following a culture of a toxic feminine society that is ruled by corrupt men. But we can't say that men are ruling and women listen to women today as a whole. I'm not speaking for some of the women on the panel, but as a whole, women are aggressively going against black men, especially. They are not supporting their men. We have to be truthful about that. And there's a lot of simping going on the panel by a few men, and they're flip-flopping. One day you say women don't listen, the next day you say you should lead women and marry them. You contradicting yourself. And then one day you say women are children, and then you tell people they should marry them. But then if you don't feel fit, they don't fit in your standards, then you can quit them and do what's in your best interest for happiness as well too. So it's a lot of this ingenuous conversations that's been happening weekly that we're not together. We know we don't support each other, and we keep coming back here and pretending like we do, and we don't. It's just a lot of lies still. The black community as a whole is in shambles.
Big facts.
I don't disagree with nothing you just said. I don't disagree with a single word you just said.
Yes, you do, because you were backing you and Let Go say the craziest stuff in the world, and I'm saying it respectfully. I'm gonna have a conversation with you as a brother. If you speak to me, I'm not gonna be offended with you. You just you went straight against brothers for a whole almost hour, and then Lapeef JR put a video of you going against women. Let Go do the same thing, and then he go coach women. But
tell them the truth is not.
I didn't cut you off. Hold on. When I finish, you can go. Then he coaches women. But if men are the leaders, what women say shouldn't matter, respectfully to the sisters. I'm saying intuitive men and kings. If you were raised in a household with strong men and a father, and that's intuitive, the woman follows, she don't follow. That's what it should be. It should have nothing to do with what women talking about. And I'm saying respectfully to the women and sisters, there's nothing greater than a divine woman to invest in. But when it comes to sitting at a table with men, it's what the men say or you leave. That's what brothers say on this panel. Then next day they flip and say, hey man, you should have been strong enough. You should have vetted that man, that woman. Why'd you quit on that woman? Because she wasn't on my page. She's supposed to be on your page. And if you on her page, she'll leave you whenever she wants because you already lost her. You're not sufficient enough to be her man. You're not sufficient to be a king if she has to lead and make the decisions. And you do flip-flop, because when I was on the show with you, you speak about women, but then you said it was a hard time for you to get with a woman. You said that when I was on the panel. So then we're speaking on women.
I said that?
Yes, you said that. I
said it was hard for me to get with a woman?
You were having problems with dealing with women at that current time. I don't know what you're doing right now.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and listen to what I'm talking
But
about.
then brothers on here would tell brothers to be responsible and have discipline. I could bet all my life on it that most of the brothers are not practicing discipline if they're single. I know Let Go isn't. I can bet you not, and I know Israel show ain't practicing it. But then y'all tell brothers to be disciplined.
How you gonna say that, Ali?
Because I know you not. So
how you know not?
Because we only in two lanes.
I got a vasectomy, sir.
Both women and men. A man.
I got a vasectomy, sir. What are you talking about?
Are you intimate with a woman at this time?
Can you talk to the man?
No, you're not gonna do that to me. You're not gonna do that to me.
They'll put me and you on the screen in a second. Talk to him. Talk to him. He's on the screen with you.
No, let go finish real quick. He's not gonna do this today because we'll go to you.
Talk to Austin, sir.
Well, you ain't really said. See, here's the problem. You made a couple of.
He spoke to me. Right, he just spoke.
Talk to Austin,
so,
sir.
But he just played victim. You spoke to me and I responded to you, and you played victim.
So, hold on a second. Here's the problem.
Austin, don't simp for him right now. I'm not
simping for this man. I don't know what he's saying half the damn time.
What's going on? What's the smoke, sir? Hold on, calm down, sir. Calm down. What you want?
So wait a minute. Wait.
Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all talk to each other and decide who's gonna talk to me.
You seem so angry. You ain't been on for a couple weeks. Just get it off your chest.
Listen. Let me say this.
Me and him up here now. Go ahead, bro. Get it off your chest. What's going on?
Yeah, they squabble out here now.
Y'all don't speak like men.
Ali,
I don't speak like a man. Y'all not credible. No, I bet you if
Lapeef did a poll, chest, sir, I'm here. What's going on?
He don't want me to talk when I talk, and
talk
then he cut me off. So if we did a poll,
I'll let you finish.
If we did a poll, of
Can
the
you
women,
just explain what's going on
See
and
what I'm
talk to
saying?
me? I'm
Oh
here.
my
What's
you
up?
told me to talk to him. You acting like a woman.
Bro,
Oh, let me.
You just
Let
told me
me.
to
If I
talk to
may,
him.
hold on a
You just
second.
told me to
say
talk
to
to
me?
him. Let go. Who do you
Think
want
like
to
a
talk
man,
to?
don't act like a woman.
Hold on a
Who do you want me
second.
to
If
talk
I
to,
may,
Lego?
if I may, let
bro,
me come back on the stage.
hold on. Ali, me and you are up here. What do you got to say to me? Go.
No, you spoke to me. What do you got to say to me?
I mean, let go.
Yo,
He
are
is
y'all
telling the
serious
truth. You
right
did say
now?
something to him first. He
What
is
in
telling
the
the truth.
hell
You
is
did say
wrong with
something to
this
him
dude?
first.
All
This
right,
is
all
like,
right,
yo,
y'all.
yo,
Come on,
hit
y'all.
me
Come on, so we
first.
can get back
Going
to
back,
it.
hold on.
So
Going back
the
to
rest of
going
your
back
So
to
let go
opinion.
me.
say you had a vasectomy like that was stopping him from having
Exactly.
I just
sex.
said
That's
I had a
her.
vasectomy
Yeah.
because you were
So
talking
you
shit about
derailed.
me.
Okay.
You're
So
lying.
Put me
You're
up there.
lying.
Put me up. I'll get in the box. Put me up
You're
there.
not
no,
being
no,
coached
no,
right
no.
now. You tell a man to practice
Put me
discipline.
up
You're
there.
a liar.
Bro, who
You
brought
lying.
Ali up here, bro? God
So
damn.
What are
The
we
whole
teaching at the moment? Can
okay.
I just ask, what are we teaching at the moment? Are we teaching
Hold on a
anything?
second. Hold on a
We're
second.
not even teaching nothing. What are we teaching?
This
What
is
are we
what's going
teaching?
on. What's going on right now
You
is
said
Oh
everybody's
my
giving
God.
you
Like
what's going
y'all
on. Guys,
teach.
guys.
Hold
What is
on,
going on
hold
right now? Everybody and their mama is trying to get
What's
this shit
going
off the
on
ground.
right now?
Okay,
JR,
everybody.
what you want
Okay,
us to do?
okay,
What's going
okay.
on?
I need
Everybody and
everybody
their
to be
mama
quiet.
is trying to
I
get.
need everybody to be quiet right now. Let's go ahead and get back on topic. All right. Go ahead.
Now,
Who?
what I was saying was to the statement that you made about I flip flop or whatever. I don't know that you clearly you don't know who the hell I am, which is fine. I don't know that you and I've had many. We haven't had any conversations. This is the first time I don't even first time you and I are meeting. Now, you said I'm a man that's led by women. One,
lied, brother.
that's a lie.
Hold on, brother. You just lied. No, we've been on a panel before. This is not the first time we
When
met.
have you and I been on a panel, sir?
We was on the panel. Sweeney, can you tell him we was on the panel?
When you and I were discussing together? Show me when.
My name is Wes, and I ain't in this mess.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Exactly, because it never happened, which is bullshit.
It
But
has.
we're gonna
Keep
keep
going.
going. So now,
Lord.
so moving on, right? In this conversation, I was never going. I think you're misunderstanding. A statement of truth does not mean I'm going against anybody. Are black women aggressive? Absolutely. All I'm giving is an explanation as to where the aggression originates from. That's it. That is not. I did not bash women. I said, are black women aggressive? Yes. Why are they aggressive? Many women are aggressive. This is where I was about to quote Dr. Jordan Peterson. Women, and especially in particular black women, act in a more aggressive manner in the current environment in which we live, because many women, if you talk to them, and obviously you don't know who I am because I started this whole content creation shit from Clubhouse, and I have 19,000 followers there. 87.7% of my following on social media is
That girl
female.
got more followers than you. What does that mean?
I'm talking about a different app. Okay, so just hear what I'm saying, please. I've had conversations with several women who have stated out of their own mouths that one of the chief reasons they act aggressive is because they do not feel safe enough to be feminine with men. Whether they're telling the truth or not is another fucking story. That is
no, wait, hold on. I want to say something to that.
I'm not.
Hold on, y'all. We can't
I am engaging with one person at a time. I am not sitting here saying they're telling the truth. Right now, I am simply quoting what I've heard from them, from my dominant female-based audience. If they're telling the truth, they're great. If they're not, we can discuss that later.
No,
The net of what I'm
discuss it
saying is
now.
that at the end of the day, there is truth to that argument, right? If you yourself said it is a woman's nature to be, if it is in her nature to be feminine, if something is done to alter her nature based upon the environment that she's in, you then have to examine that. That's all I'm saying, Mr. Ali. I ain't saying nothing else. If something is done to change her nature, examine what caused it. That's it.
So if a woman has a problem with a man, would she call another man to come beat him up or kill him?
It's a possibility here. We see that shit. We just saw it, didn't we?
No. So as a man, if you're a man, right, we can, or if another man, we can decide if someone's telling the truth or lying. Correct? From my experience, you said you have countless amount of experience. So is that truthful that men are dangerous towards women as a whole, or are they safe with men as a whole?
When it comes to relationships, yes, but both men and women are each other's greatest threat, because the person that's most likely to do harm to you is the person that you're living with or in a relationship with. Yes, that's absolutely true across race. Yes.
No, that's not. No, I asked you as a whole. I didn't ask
as
you
a whole. Yes, my statement stands. When it comes to that specified context, yes.
And you're false too. There's a small demographics of people who are violent towards each other. It's a small demographics of people who murder. It's a small. Let me finish. I'll let you talk. Right. I respected you talking. There's a small percentage of people who great. There's a small percentage of people who are in prison based on those are talking points that a lot of, not the women on here, toxic women will use to emasculate a man or make man look inferior or make men look not dominant. And let me finish before you do all that. It tries to perpetuate men as being aggressive, but most women are still dealing with men. whether it's on this panel, whether it's off this panel, they're still ending up with babies, they still end up with baby daddies, and they still finding ways to have men help them when they're in violent situations. So as a man, if you're a leader and you have experience, with no disrespect to you, I'm saying in general, I'm not saying pointed to you, then you should know that's not true. And let those know that's not true. That most men and women are not aggressive towards each other.
I think you mistook. I think you didn't listen to what I said. In a relationship context, the person most likely to commit violence against someone is the person you're in a relationship with. That is and I'm speaking there as somebody that can literally just pull law enforcement statistics. Domestic violence partners, it's between the people that you're dealing with. Are random men and women naturally violent towards other random men and women? Fuck no. I wouldn't be dumb enough to say no shit like that. My statement is very specified. It's very confined. So take what I'm actually saying, not what you want to hear.
No, what you're saying still, it only
we
makes
we gotta start to bring it to a close. Final thought, y'all.
I'll just say the last thing. What you're saying is making sense, and regardless to just if I say me and Israel in the same room, I'm most likely to be able to slap Israel than any other man. It's just something to use that against somebody, just to say
That's
that
a bad example, brother Ali.
I didn't know when telling the truth was a bad thing.
Israel, I don't mean it like I'm not saying
I
that. I know you're messing with me, but
I know
when you're saying that, they're saying that racism, black on black crime is based on relation,
based on proximity.
Exactly. So there's really not black on black crime. It's just the fact that the person that lives next to you is typically
it's still black on black crime. It's just proximity.
No, it's not. Never mind. Go ahead. You got the floor, brother. Do we talk about white on white crime?
Well, here's the thing. What I'm saying is in principle, because we're getting away from the main topic of discussion.
Yo, what has happened, y'all?
I mean, somebody want to make themselves right, so they got to jump through a million different hoops to accomplish the task.
All right, y'all. Let me get to these super chats.
The whole energy done changed.
Israel Mills 1999 says salute to JR for the headache medicine. Marcus Evans $5 says Austin sounds like a simp. Some of our women choose to be masculine. They ain't got nothing to do with black men. What this bull just said was BS.
I literally said that, but
Marcus Evans $5 says please get Ali and Bruce on the panel. This bull sounds crazy. Where did y'all find this guy at? The simp universe.
Is that the only word y'all got?
No.
He better $5 says let the Grace talk more every week. She is speaking all facts, 100% endorse her message. C Rich 499 Grace, why haven't you married a Latino man? Ooh. Those men have higher success rates in marriages. Did your black man marry you? No black women gave you anything. Dub Will 499 says salute to JR in the panel. Jordan is still a GOAT. Israel. Team Fatty $5 says Mr. Let Go bullies people and cries and complains when I bully him.
They about to be trolling Austin all day.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna start saying make simps great again. Or so I don't know, because that's the only word they got to me. That's it. They ain't got shit else. They can't do what I'm saying. Come on with it.
Oh, TO 199 says Austin King, Lord of Simps. Adi Ali is back. Let's go. Marcus has $5 says finally we got Ali back in the building. Precious got real happy when Ali back on the battle. Wonder why that is.
And I didn't get a chance to respond to Austin, just so you know.
All right, TO 199 also members.
30 minutes. I'll get with him.
Nick in the basement said, "Welcome back, Ali." Mrs. Mia to you. 199 says, "Love when Ali calls out the constant hypocrisy." The baddest $5 says, "Man, Ali came in with more fire than the Canada forest fires. More fire, more fire, more fire." So sorry, Nas. Z Jackson 199 says y'all wildin'. Austin stats are right. The Will 499 says White Knight is an alternative to simp. Austin is.
Why I gotta be white? Because I'm light skinned.
I am inspired too. $2 is Blue Shirt Goofy. Big Jizz composition. $2 is Israel from Israel. I need plenty. Oh Lord, tonight. Appreciate everybody donating to the channel. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll go ahead and switch it up a little bit. Can we have a little grown talk for a second? Y'all, man.
Before we jump into the grown talk,
I wanted to respond to
Hey, Israel, real quick. What color is your shirt today?
Oh, this is that royal blue. You know what I'm saying?
That is not royal blue.
Royal blue.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, apparently Mr. Lego got that goofy blue, but this that royal blue. You feel
It's
me?
real.
Oh,
That shirt done been in the wash a little too much.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
royal blue no
It's
more.
your
That's
camera.
faded.
Your camera just.
That's Stonewash faded.
No, you don't
blue.
want to do that, Mr. Lego. You don't want to do that. You don't have enough swag to question my designer choices. You don't have enough swag. You don't want to do that. Stay in your lane, sir. Stay in your lane.
Embrace the
You don't wanna
grace
do
for
it.
$5. I was
Stay in your
remember
lane.
responded by saying I was married to my black king for 12 years because I required, who was my son's father. Back.
Shout out to you, Grace. But yo, I just want to say something to Austin if I could, real quick.
Glasses and blue goofy. Go ahead and respond.
Okay, so Austin, I just want to say, like, you did that video because we got to look at why people do what videos, right? That particular video was meant to pander to women. When any man said,
no, the hell it wasn't.
Let me finish. When any man says women were forced to be masculine, that's the specific sign that the man is trying to garner women's attention or likes or whatever. You got to look at the key word.
100% pandering.
Oh, 1000%
Oh,
pandering.
100% pandering.
What y'all got to do is pay attention to the verbiage instead of what they're saying, because a lot of the times what he said, well, what he said in that video, I'm not going to just say that, but what the person, when they trying to pander to people, it doesn't even matter to what they saying. They just say key words in order to get women like, yes, we were forced. So if a man turns around and says, women, y'all were forced to be masculine, he can say blah, 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 blah. After that, he's still going to get the love from the women because he said the key words. So
Or maybe another option. Maybe they listened to the entirety. Maybe they listened to the entirety of my statement.
Hold on.
And
So
maybe
when
I
men
told the
say
truth.
key words like that, he's specifically pandering to the women.
You can say what I'm specifically doing and be wrong as shit, which you are a lot when it comes to the stuff that I post. And what you fail to understand is when you look the way that this is the problem. When you look at things the way that I'm looking at them, if all you're trying to do is pull out the objective truth, and I got another word, Mr. Lego, that's going to scare the shit out of you, like Jordan Peterson does, the Moynihan report. I know you don't like that either. When you start looking at objective data, I don't have to pander to shit. All I got to do is say what the facts are, and I'm gonna get the love. And actually, if you go to that TikTok,
we gotta move on to the next topic. We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Well, I was just gonna say very quick. Just go to the.
We gotta move on, y'all. We gotta move on. You know, save it for after hours, y'all. Y'all want to stick around? We can have that talk after hours. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Next topic. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Have some grown folk talk. Women are not satisfied sexually. I'm gonna play this clip.
Most married women don't like the sex they are getting from their husbands. I'm gonna just let that marinate
Just
real
like
quick.
that. I want to hurt their pride real quick. Yeah.
All these dudes out here talking about my wife won't do this, my wife won't do that. The average woman is not satisfied with the sex that she is receiving from her husband.
Why is that?
Because this dude doesn't even know what she wants and is too lazy to find out. And all of his sexual information is usually coming from porn and not from communication with her.
All right, let me get the ladies up in there. Man, got to sit back and listen for a second. Which one of you ladies want to go ahead and go first?
Oh, I just want to know, is he even married? Like, how he gonna say something like that? He's married? So that means that he's not sexually pleasing his wife then. Because how the hell are you gonna talk about other married men and their wives and what about yours? So you hear complaints from other married women. That means you sleeping with them? How do you know this to be true?
He's a pastor.
I'm just
counsels
really asking.
people.
Did you just say he a pastor?
How the hell he know? He's a pastor and he counsels people.
Unfortunately,
so he's sleeping with their wives.
Making the church look bad.
So he out here sleeping with their wives. That's how you know.
Allow me to lay hands on your sister.
Well, you can't tell black folks nothing. And he's sleeping with them. Like,
He's
why
laying
can't he just
No, hold
bring
on,
the
y'all.
information that he's hearing and
Because
bring it
when
to
the
the
pastor
public?
turns around and talks about what other men ain't doing, it sounds a little
Yeah,
weird.
let's try to keep it. Let's just try to keep it on topic with this one. I want to actually get through it. Is there anybody that agrees with him? That's not afraid to speak up on it. Women,
ladies.
Yeah, I'll
Are
agree.
y'all satisfied?
So you speaking to wives and husbands? I'm not married, so I can't like attest, agree, or disagree to like whether he's saying is fact. But when we take a look at the numbers, when we look at the numbers of women who are consistently reaching orgasms, and when we're looking at the continuous increase in sales of toys, it leads people to believe, whether married or not, that there is a large quantity of women that are unsatisfied.
I'm gonna say this.
I don't know if y'all.
That would mean because they single or they buying toys, not because they unsatisfied. Because there's no demographic of people who buy
Women
toys.
say all the time that they don't have. I mean, it's statistically proven that women don't have orgasms through penetration.
Yeah.
So if you're married and a lot of your sex is through penetration, and you're not opening your mouth and you're not being vocal and telling him that it's not necessarily satisfying you or you want to try something else, then if you're going to marriage counseling and he's saying, what is the areas in your marriage that you feel need improvement, and you're saying sex is one of them, then he's able to speak on that because that's what he's hearing.
But makes a lot of sense.
And women will tell you that straight from their mouth. So you don't even need this guy to say that. Women will tell you, I'm not, that doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, for sure.
DJ Envy's wife said she didn't orgasm for 12 years or something. So yeah, I agree.
So men need to learn women's body, and you need to know your body as well. You need to know what satisfies you and what doesn't, but you also need to talk to your man because you both had different parts. So you need to talk to him and be vocal. And people don't want to get vulnerable when it comes to sex. And it's like, you wipe your ass like you do.
Part of it.
Can I ask a question to the ladies real quick? So ladies, right? So have y'all been with a man and you told that man taught you things about your body that you didn't even know?
Yeah.
So because when I'm hearing this and when I'm thinking about this, like a lot of times as a man, you are the one that kind of shows your lady kind of the things that she likes or the things that she's into or whatever the case may be. And, I just, so it's kind of weird to me, like a man that doesn't want to know his woman's body, a man that doesn't want to, know every inch of his woman's body is just kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like your goal should be to please your woman and to make her feel good. You know what I'm saying?
So we're blaming this. So let me get this straight. We're blaming that just on the man only. What about what the woman has to do to get herself to get to that point? It's not just men. It's women as well. The mental
a lot of women
space,
don't know.
No, that's not a man.
If they was with it, listen. So this is the thing, right? This is why I never ask a woman what she likes sexually, because generally speaking, a woman is gonna tell you what some other dude did to her that made her feel good. And each man is different and each woman is different. So when you're with a woman, it's upon you to know your woman, but not in the case of what she likes and what she don't like, because as y'all are exploring each other, she's going to discover what she likes and what she enjoys with you.
So basically just trying some shit.
Well, it's not necessarily it's not necessarily just trying some shit, because the deal is most women, if they be honest, most women don't even know what they like or what they don't like. Most women don't until they experience it. And when they experience it, oh, I like that. Oh, I want that again, or whatever the case may be. Or if they don't like it, oh, I don't like that. So women,
just trying some shit.
It's not necessarily just trying some shit, but
it is trying shit though.
No, it isn't. Listen, it's not just listen. Wait, hold on. It's not just trying some shit. Let me clarify, because there should be some conversations. There should be some exploration that's not just trying some shit, right? It's an educated part.
Shit. That's all Sweeney is saying.
Yeah, that's. I'm not saying
y'all want to.
You trying to? I'm not. I mean, I'm just making it simple.
I want to get through this conversation. Let's have an adult conversation about this, because people.
Yeah. I'm just making it simple, but
go ahead, lady.
Wait, just real quick, it's more complex than just trying some shit. Because trying some shit is not going to get you anywhere, right? It's not just trying some shit, because that doesn't lead to anything. What it is you understanding your woman's body, you know what I'm saying, and knowing how to bring your woman to certain pleasures. That's what it is. It's not just trying.
Let me just say this. It is trying some shit, because two people who've never been with each other are now having sex. Okay, certain things that work with another guy may not work with you, because y'all are different sizes, y'all have different strokes, y'all do different things. So it is trying some shit. So you have sex with the woman, and then y'all have a conversation about it, and then you eat the woman out or whatever, and then and then she got to tell you what to do, and you got to, you know what I'm saying? So it's conversations that you have after trying some shit. Because when you just having sex and then you don't talk about it, you have sex, you don't talk about it, you're not learning the other person. So it is trying some shit, and that is exploration. But the key to this is the communication after just trying some shit.
The communication.
So we're on.
I do want to ask y'all,
Israel. We're just saying we got to make sure that the lines of communication verbally are open.
It's right. It's more so the communication.
Like I do want to pose this question, because Israel said that he don't want to hear anything about what. You correct me if I'm wrong. You want to hear anything about what another man done to her, right?
Right.
But would you say that that's a part of the learning? Like, what if she's telling you how she got off, even though it's with another guy? Would you factor that in as part of the learning?
No, I wouldn't ask that, because guess what?
No. I'm just saying you don't have to ask it, but what if she volunteers to tell you? You know, when I was with my ex, we used to do this, and this is what I like. You're not trying to
probably be over, to be honest with you, because the truth. Let me answer. It would be over, because the truth of the matter is, every time I did that, she would be thinking about him, because he was the one. He was the one that taught her that move or that particular situation. He imprinted that with her.
But
so every time
you are the reason why women are not satisfied.
Cannot. No, I'm not. Actually,
let him finish. Let him finish.
God damn.
Let him finish, because
I'm actually not, because women that mess with me throw away their toys, my boy. So you might want to ask about me before you start running your mouth.
You that dude.
No, I ain't lying. I don't got to lie. I can make phone calls right now if you need them. I don't have to lie. I don't lie.
I got a question.
Listen, let me just finish.
Hold on, y'all. Let's have an adult conversation now. Come on, y'all.
So what I'm saying to you is, no. In my older years, of course, when I was younger, of course, I might have done that. But what I realized in my older years is that if you're asking a woman about what she likes sexually, then it's going to be based on another man. So it's going to be based on the things that he did with her. And
ladies,
so wait, hold on. Can I finish my point?
I want to hear from the ladies.
Yo, so what? Who cares who you want to hear from? You don't. Who cares who you want to hear from, fam? Like, yo, at the end of the day,
let's get to it. We dragging it out, y'all. Come on.
At the end of the day, no, I don't ask her that. You are supposed to have a bond. You're supposed to have your own bond and your own connection with your woman. And so with you having your own bond and your own connection with your woman, you could bring out things in her that she didn't even know was in herself. And it shouldn't have to do about anything with anybody else. That's
okay, ladies. What do y'all think?
Now. Hold on, I gotta let go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my question to Israel, with the point that you made, is it seems like you're saying if you get with a lady, you're not going to ask questions about her past, but in today's time, she's going to have a past unless you're just going to be messing with women who don't have one. So even if you discover two different other ways that can satisfy her, the other ways that you're satisfying her, another man did that. And that part you can't change. It's just that you don't know the name, but it's there, right? So are you okay with that?
Well, I mean, so what exactly are you asking me? Am I okay with it? Am I okay with that? My girl had a past?
Yeah, because you just said if she told you that Tony, hold on, you said if she told you that Tony touched her this way and she likes it, you said you out. Yeah, so that means that you can't have a lady with a past then.
No, that doesn't mean that. No, that doesn't mean that. Okay, so again, I'm the type of person that I don't like to be put in a box, right? I don't like being put in a box. So to me, what that would signify, is if a woman is telling me about her experience with another man, then that means that she's still thinking about that other man. It's no room. It's no. Yes, women have a. Yes, women have a past.
But
what if she don't tell you?
The ladies are shaking their heads.
It's okay. Listen, it's okay. I don't listen. Unlike you. Hold on. Unlike you,
ladies,
let go.
ladies.
I don't define my life by what no woman thinks.
Okay.
Unlike you, sir. My life is not defined by what another woman thinks. I go by my own rules, my own way.
Hold on.
Ladies.
I'm chilling. I'm trying to answer the question.
We gotta have a conversation. There's too much cutting off. It's too much cutting off. We gotta.
I'm just trying to answer the question. Yo, why do you not? Yo, stop trying to cut me off, fam. Yo, the point is this. Yes, I realize that any woman that I'll get with 9 times out of 10 is gonna have a past. That doesn't intimidate me. That doesn't bother me. At the same time, I wouldn't want my woman volunteering to me what she did with another man. Because guess what? I'm not going to volunteer to her any experience that I had with another woman. That doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying.
All right, ladies.
Let go.
Let go. Can you let JR host?
So I think
Go ahead,
I think that first of all, everything that Israel is saying, it makes 1,000,000% true, 1,000,000% sense. And for anybody for a woman to disagree with what he just said, I think is just BS. Because who in the world wants to? Why would you even say, "Oh, Michael did it like this. Can you do it like this?" Why would you even do that? You're not with Michael. You're with Chris. And to the point where Israel said, yes, the whole point. You know what? If we made more love versus effing all the time, it would be more happier relationships. When you learn how to make love, that's what the ecstasy is all about. That's what the mesmerizing and the fantasy is all about. And to compliment what Israel just said, yes, you are just figuring, you're trying things. And then also, like Mr. Lego said, after you try it, you should converse about what just happened. Did you like it? Did you not happen? Did you not like it? But in the beginning, yeah, you are just doing some things. And then I know if I ask a man, "Oh, how you like it?" and he said, "Oh, my ex did it like," I'll be like, "Bruh, bye." Because you're right. Every time I do what I'm doing, you're gonna be thinking of Sarah. It's like, come on. If you want Sarah, go get Sarah to do it how you like it. I mean, come on now.
So I don't think. Hold on, like I don't think people are saying it like that. Now that's just ignorant,
like that.
Right.
But I do think.
Well, that's what Israel just said, and some people were disagreeing with him.
Right.
That's what
go ahead, Ali. Go ahead, Ali. Go ahead.
So I believe I'm not gonna say you being disingenuous, Israel. I just want to clarify this. Everyone is asking this. If I want to be intimate with a woman and I'm not satisfying her, right? I'm aware of it. I'm just gonna ask, what do you like? That's it. That's what I think everybody else is saying. So just like me, if she not doing certain thing that I like, I'm not gonna go, I don't like her. I'm gonna stop. I stop. This is how I like it. And that's it. I don't have to think about no other woman or nothing.
But that's not what. Wait, hold on.
That is what everybody.
JR, wait, hold on. JR, didn't you ask me about Tony? If she said to me, this is how Tony did it, and it made me feel like this, right?
Yeah.
Did you not ask me that, or did you not say that?
I asked you, but it wasn't. But I didn't mean it like that. That's just ignorant. If somebody comes in and says,
okay, so how did you mean it? Because that's what you said. I just took it at face value.
You can have a mature conversation, right? Let's just say he is asking questions, or let's just say she is talking about it. If she says anything, she says that she's done sexually in the past had to be with somebody,
right?
Talking about doing it with herself. So when you guys are having a mature conversation, she may say some things. She might not get no names, but
it came from another dude.
Somebody, right? It came from another dude.
But is it a possibility? Is it a possibility that a woman might not know what necessarily she likes?
Yeah, that's possible too. You know,
right.
so
she might not know what necessarily get.
She probably might tell you some things she liked based off of her experience from other people. I mean, two things could be happening at the same time.
Right. So based off what Precious was saying, the real Precious, like, listen, if a lot of women are not experiencing orgasms, right? Then how's she going to tell you how to help her get an orgasm if she's never had an orgasm?
But let's hear from the real Precious herself. She's right there. Precious, what did you think about what he was saying?
What is wrong with this nigga?
What's
wrong with him? Yo,
You
got some serious issues, fam.
You're not letting
You
nobody
got some
finish.
serious
Come on,
control
man.
issues.
Let people talk, man. Let JR do that. That should be the JR. That got to be the new JR. That got to be the new rule.
Thumb on everything.
That got to be like Shaq when we did they did a
Can
zone
y'all
for Shaq.
please
We
shut
got to
up
do
and
it.
let
Let go. Got to
Precious-
mute up.
Yeah, I wanted to tell y'all so they can hear.
You got to mute up.
Precious.
Feminine, man.
So I don't know. I just think that people just need to open their mouths and be adults. You just have to open your mouth. But one thing I will say though is people need to stop worrying about other people. You need to stop worrying. A man need to stop worrying about other men. Women need to stop worrying about other women. You with the man, be with the man. Don't be thinking about other women and what he could have been doing with other women. Like you just have to have a certain confidence about yourself. And I think that a lot of people just get those thoughts, like Israel was saying, like, oh, I don't want to think about her. Like, I think with you, it's like what you don't know won't hurt you. Like, so, like you have to know who you're with. Like if I was with you, I would have to know what to say to you and what not to say to you, because I wouldn't want to, put you in a position where you feel uncomfortable. So I just think that people need to know who they're with and stop worrying about who they've been with.
And can I?
All facts.
In Israel, everybody has a type, correct? Would you agree? Everybody has a type. So if you're a certain type of caliber guy that she goes to certain type of caliber guys, you have to think that they did certain things. Like I don't. That's the part. Let me finish real quick, Israel. Come on. Don't do me like that.
Go ahead. I thought you was asking me a question. Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
If she was satisfied, so I had to ask her, what happened between you and this guy?
What?
I'm not talking about sex. I didn't get the sex. Israel, relax. Now you're doing let go.
Now go ahead. I'm not interrupting. Go ahead.
Sheesh.
You gonna let me finish?
Jesus Christ.
I have to have a conversation with her, and you have to know her past. If you don't know her past, it's gonna hurt you. So you don't have to get sexually. You don't have to get. Dang, let go. You can't. Israel, you can't even control it. If me and Precious is talking, I'm going to ask about her past. What happened in her relationship. I know if she was satisfied, it's lasted for years. I know she was being satisfied until she wasn't being satisfied. Not only that, I'm sure whoever she dealt with had to be in some kind of relation to who I was. Like women have a type. We have a type. So you have to know before you met, especially in the 30s, everybody has had their way with anybody who you're going to date in this age. I mean, every kind of way. So to be intimidated by saying, what do you like? And for her to go, she might have to think about, man, there's something wrong with that, because everybody, if you gonna marry somebody tomorrow, somebody's had their way with her. If I'm gonna marry somebody today, somebody's had a way with her. Like you gotta be realistic about that. And vice versa.
So wait a minute. Okay, but JR, can I answer that? Because that's mischaracterizing the point that I was trying to make, right? So of course, again, like I said, of course, as an adult, any woman that you get with is going to have been with somebody. I don't care about that. I'm not intimidated by that. At the same time, I was going purely off the scenario that JR presented, which was if she said Tony did it like this, and I'm saying so hold on. So I'm saying in that particular case, I would be out and I'll be like, deuces, don't tell me about what you did with the next man. That's disrespectful to me. Wait, hold on. So let me finish. You was talking. Let me finish. Let me finish. Good. So let me finish. So to land the plane, all I'm saying is to land the plane, I'm not intimidated by who she has been. Of course, she has been with somebody else. I don't care nothing about that. But I just don't want you coming to me telling me about an experience with someone else. I don't want you doing that. That's it.
JR.
And Nas, what are your thoughts?
Hold on, Israel. I'm gonna ask you direct question.
Hold on.
Just real quick. If your woman is not satisfied, sexually, what are you gonna do about it? Are you not gonna ask her, what can I do to make you orgasm?
I wouldn't know.
Man, I'll throw my man. Okay,
You can do whatever you want to do. I wouldn't know about that. I'm not you. I wouldn't know nothing
That's
about
why
that.
women are not. That's why
I
women
don't know nothing
are not
about that.
satisfied. Is what you're doing.
Okay, you can say what you want to say, but we can make some calls if you want to.
So
you
now
can say
I
what
think
you
you
want
really
to say. You can make calls right now.
Yeah.
Anytime I call, they're picking up the first
I
ring.
don't believe
So
you. I don't
we can
believe
say
you.
what you want to say.
Israel.
Yo, shut the hell up. Damn, let go. Shut your ass
Okay,
up.
Inaz, please. Inaz.
Yes,
God
thanks.
damn.
I need to get me a big mic because y'all can't hear me too loudly. But Israel, I think like the statement you made about a woman who's never achieved an orgasm, asking her like, don't bother asking her about how to achieve an orgasm, I think is a really wild statement, because I think that just perpetuates her inability to have an orgasm with a partner because there's just that much lack of communication. Right? I think if you're able to have a mature conversation with a woman, even if it's not like an exact roadmap, at least there's some sort of guidelines of like, hey, this is what works for me, that you got to keep going here, you got to stop here. Like you can't just assume you understand that experience when you don't have the same body parts. Like I can't advocate for that.
Thank you.
Let me get Austin in there. Go ahead, Austin.
I have nothing to add to this. I done heard enough. I have not. If a woman, a lot of women report that they're not sexually satisfied. So you need to ask questions as to every woman's body is different. You need to ask questions as to why they ain't getting satisfied. If you think there's something wrong with asking questions when the majority of women that you deal with saying you don't want to hear about her experience with another man, well, tough titty, go get a virgin.
Thank
Get
you.
a virgin.
That's what I was saying.
Are you slow? So you gotta
you have
are
to.
you slow? You gotta hear her experience.
Hold on, y'all.
Israel,
let go, man. Come on, stop.
Hold on, y'all. They can't hear us. They can't hear us. They cannot hear.
It's not that I'm.
Austin, go ahead.
It's not that I'm inexperienced. I'll just say this. I'm a father, so I at least have some degree of experience. And I'm willing to bet I probably got a little bit more than you, Church. I ain't gonna get into why that is, but I'm just willing to bet on myself.
I'm willing to bet that you don't.
The net of it is, dude, listen.
How many children do you have? Let's start there. How many children do you have?
Finish.
You have shut up. Let go. How many children do you have? You have one. I got 4. Now let's keep going.
So
I got 4.
Here's the thing. Okay,
let's go.
Fantastic. Ask me if I give a shit.
Bottom line is this.
Bottom line is this. Bottom line is, brother. Listen.
It don't matter though,
brother. We probably pulled two.
Do you not know how to have a conversation?
Let go. Shut the fuck up,
brother.
Damn.
Israel.
Why you up here?
Israel, listen. Israel, listen. Dude.
Shut your ass up, dumb.
Dude. Your inability to stop talking is surpassing Mr. Let Go. You're making yourself look bad right now.
I hear what you're saying. It sounds good. Let Go's talking.
No. Hey, the truth might hurt, but here's the thing.
It don't hurt.
All I'm saying is, if you have a problem asking a woman what pleases her sexually, that shows a severely high insecurity as a man.
Bro,
because the majority of it is. Let me finish.
Hold on,
you just can't do it, can you?
Because you misinterpreted. You misinterpreted what I'm saying and being disingenuous. That's not what I said. I didn't say that I have a problem asking a woman.
You are incapable of this.
No, I know. Don't mischaracterize what I'm saying.
All right, so we gotta
move on. We gotta move on.
No, wait, hold on.
Do you not know how to have a conversation?
Hey, y'all, come on, y'all. They cannot hear us when everybody's talking. Look at the panel members. Look at Men Is Not the Enemy. Inaz went off cam. Look at Lady Dad going off cam. Sweeney is fouling his nails. We losing the panel and we losing the audience. They can't hear us.
I'm actually about to drop down. I gotta actually drop down, but I want to say y'all good night.
It was great to meet you. Have a good night.
All I want to say is
Good
good night.
night, y'all.
All I want to say is that
Men Not the Enemy not gonna come back because y'all just ruined the experience for her. This is like watching wrestling for her. So it's.
Hey, JR, real quick. I'm not listening.
No, everybody said that real quick has been retired, man. Y'all say real quick.
I'm just saying. Wait, all I'm saying is this,
bro.
Wait, yo, why you keep talking while I'm talking? Yo, I'm talking to JR.
Lady
Why
Di
you talking
was trying to say something, bro.
Hey, JR, I'm talking. I was talking to JR, and you keep talking to me.
Lady
Why you
Di
talking
was
to me?
talking.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
to JR.
now.
I'm about to call
Lady Di,
HR.
just jump in. Just keep
All I
talking,
was
Lady
saying,
Di.
all I
Just
was
keep
saying
talking.
was,
HR,
all I was
pull up.
saying was,
Lady Di, what you got to say?
All I want to
Lady
say
Di.
is that I agree that men have a big role into getting their lady to get off. But I don't want to blame only men for her not getting off. Women have to do their part too. I don't give a damn what spot you hit. If she is not mentally able to process what is going on because her head is in the kitchen and on the kids and at work and outside of the goddamn bedroom, it's not happening. So women need to make sure that they are mentally stable and be very involved into the bed with your man. And then if you are genuinely in that space and you are only thinking about what you are doing, and I believe most women will get off more than they saying they're not. So the statistics is
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, that's how they sound. That's how they sound, just like that. That's how they sound. Just like that.
Statistic is flawed because women are reporting things that are not accurate. I'm a female myself. I have 3 kids. I understand the difference between when before I had kids and now I have them. So it's a big difference when a lady has children. The dynamic of the sex does change naturally. So we as ladies have to learn how to keep the same spark you had when you were, at the time of being sexually, in that space. You cannot say and blame men for you not having an orgasm. But men do have to do their part too. I agree. But it's both. So the statistics has to include what the ladies are not doing, and they are not doing that. They're only blaming y'all. And I don't think that that's true because I'm a female and I'm speaking just in experience and people that I've spoken to. So.
Yo, so
Ali,
JR, so can
Ali,
what is
Ali,
wrong? Yo,
Ali,
JR, yo, JR,
Ali,
yo, JR.
Ali.
So
I'm only
I'm
speaking to
not
JR.
saying I'm not. Wait, hold on. I was asked
Ali,
to say
Ali.
something for JR. So
No, yeah.
let go run the stuff, right? Let go running it. I was just asking to say something before Lady Di.
I have my hand up as real.
Yo, I know, but I asked to say something before
stop
Lady
talking
Di.
for
Hold
a
on,
second.
yo.
Hold on, yeah.
So
Hold on. Man, this is too much for my pressure, man. I'm on the phone. I'm calling HR right now because
I was just about to say, can we get the HR department? Hell, get the department that got get
We
Homeland in
need
this
HR
motherfucker.
up on the screen.
Yeah.
Get the Homeland Security around this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna need you guys. I'm gonna need you
Israel,
guys.
you've been drinking coffee or something?
I'm gonna need you guys to rest y'all masculinity.
Annoying.
Go ahead, Ali. Go ahead, Ali.
Ali.
I was gonna ask the ladies since Lady Di is giving that there's certain parts where women do wrong. I would say that 99% of men could reach that level whether they're into the woman or not. We would all agree, right? 99% of us gonna come there whether we.
Boy, that's 100%. Boy, stop capping. You know,
would you agree the problem that's happening? A lot of women are in relationships they don't even want to be in. They're settling with men, and they have to at least be into the guy to even have a chance at getting to that place. Would y'all agree that's the decision? A lot of women are settling with the wrong guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right? There's 2 things have to happen for a woman to do that. She has to
gotta be into him.
She has to be into him, but another big thing too, he has to be into you too. Because there's a lot of women who aren't reaching that level because they're dealing with men who's not into him as well.
So, Ali, I would agree with the statement for the women that are in relationships or married. I would agree with you, but most people are not getting into relationships or getting married. So what's your question around that fraction?
Because even then though, if they're not getting a relationship and you're with a dude that's not even committed to you, he's not worried about you reaching that level. He's getting he's picking his stuff up and leaving. And you wondering why he stay. If the woman liked the guy. You get what I'm saying? Some guys just don't. Most guys, that's the thing we have to talk about too. There's stats that say that when a woman is in a committed relationship, 70% of her chances are going to increase if she's with a man she wants to be with. That's a whole nother stat that people don't talk about. If she's in an actual relationship, 70% of that goes up with a man she want to be with. But with that said, if you're not in a relationship, that guy is not committed to the fact of you orgasming. He's committed to his orgasm. That's all I'm saying. We got to keep it real about that. A lot of women think that a guy is trying to make her feel good. That's not why he's there. He's not trying to marry you. He's not trying to do anything for you but to make himself feel good, and he's gone.
That's a great point.
That's all I'm saying. So if you're in a relationship that you really wanted to be with a guy who really wanted to be with you, your chances of having an orgasm increases dramatically. I mean, drastically.
All right.
I agree.
Like before we get to the last topic, HR has been reached. HR, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So we do have to. Somebody on the panel, I guess, wanted to file a complaint. I don't know what's going on. We tried to see if we can resolve it. It seems to be escalating. People are feeling threatened. We had people drop off. Some people are saying that the panel is unsafe right now. Just Mr. Let Go, you want to file a complaint?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just going to yell at everybody, tell them to shut up. So I'm good.
I don't think we can do that. HR, just see if we can get some order here.
So I got phone numbers and email addresses. Hurt feelings reports are going out as we speak. But outside of that, let go. The shut up approach ain't working. So we'll discuss that.
Hey, I just need your phone number. I'll just text you. Tell Israel to shut up, and I'll be good.
Noted.
All right, I appreciate you, HR, for coming up. Let go. I'm not gonna say nothing, man. I'm gonna just keep the privacy. All right, HR. Thank you.
I got his phone number now, so here's text Israel like, "Hey, shut up."
All right, anytime, JR. Good show.
All right, thank you. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Things have to address it.
Did everybody get the answer to the question? I don't think I got the answer to the question.
Go ahead. Hold on. What's your name? I was confused.
I'm being Israel right now. But no, I completely disagree, Israel. I don't understand. I don't think there's any problem with listening to your woman tell you what she wants. Here's the thing, and the ladies was absolutely right. Majority of women have said that they have not orgasm or climax during penetration with men. I think the problem is that a lot of women don't open up their mouths. And then also, I think
I gotta use another phrase, open up your mouths, because every time I say it just don't sound right.
But either way. But no, and here's the thing. How many times, how many times, I swear I say this all the time. If you tell a man, if you twist that knob over there, do a backflip, come over here and do a jig, you're going to get the waterfall from me. You think a man not going to try it?
You can't expect me to take you
You think
serious.
a man not going to give you what you want? Most women don't open up their mouths. They, as a matter of fact, from what I've heard from a lot of men, they lay on their backs in the hope for you to just make shit work. I'm going to lay here and you do all the work and you better make me come. That's most of the time. So unless you start engaging with your partner and having conversations with them and doing something other than laying on your back, maybe you'll get a lot more out of the deal than just him getting the nut off.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I think most men are more than willing to make their women come. I don't think no man out here like, man, fuck her nut. I'm just going to get mine.
No, there's some niggas out here like that, Sweeney. Don't act like
I said most. I didn't say that there wasn't some. I think most men are in the business of making their women get a nut off, especially women they give a damn about. Like, nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody out here trying to have a woman lay next to him every day and she ain't getting off. But you got to open up
Also,
your
if you're
mouth.
married, it probably gets old after a while. So, I mean, like, are you switching it up? Are you doing different
Spice that
things?
bitch
Are
up.
you incorporating, different ideas? Are you being spontaneous? I would think all that would have to be incorporated too, because you talk about spending the rest of your life with that one person. So, both of you may get bored of the same things after a while. So that could play.
Yeah, and that requires people to open up their mouths. Let's keep it real. It don't take much to get a man off. Hell, we do a pretty good job in the bathroom with a magazine. It's not hard. But for us to get y'all off, you have to speak. You have to say, not too fast. Slow down. Lick right here. Do it a little faster. Hey, you remember that thing that we did that night when we was drunk? Do that thing again. Men are obliged. Oh, really? I thought, man, I was just over there trying some shit. You really like that? Yeah, I really like that. All right, then. Let's do it again.
And that makes it fun. Like you do different shit. Did you like that? Did you like this? Like, you know, sex supposed to be fun. It can't just be like just fucking and then just go to sleep. Like you got to talk about it, you know?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm new to the panel. What's going on? What's good, y'all?
First of all, you spelled my name wrong, man. You could at least spell my name right.
No, my name is Sweeney with 2 E's. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today?
It's 3 E's, brother. It's 3 E's.
Okay, yo. Welcome me to the panel. How y'all doing, man? How's everybody going? How's everybody doing today?
Did he just change his shirt? He really changed.
What we talking about?
in the head.
What we talking about? What we talking about? How y'all doing? How y'all
Yo,
doing?
y'all hilarious.
What we talking about?
And he lowered the seat too.
So can I get in on this topic? What's going on? What's the deal? What we talking about, y'all?
Yeah, you can
Well,
go.
right now,
Sweeney, you got to interrupt him now.
Okay, so Sweeney. Okay, I will
Hold on,
interrupt Israel right now. My name is
Israel
Sweeney.
right now.
Interrupt.
I'm that dude. I'm that dude.
No, Sweeney. Hey, so yeah,
I'm not
that guy.
insecure.
You're that guy.
I'm not insecure. I don't need no woman to tell me anything. I got this.
Well, hold on. There was this dude.
I got 4 kids.
There was this
4
dude
of them.
earlier. Well, there was this dude earlier named Israel, right? And I think that what he was saying was not that he does not listen to his woman, because that would be preposterous. That would be ridiculous. Of course, he communicates with his woman. At the same time,
Can you let me finish?
I think what that gentleman was saying was that he doesn't ask his woman about the interaction with another man. So I think that's what that man Israel was saying earlier.
I just want to say one thing to that, please. The problem with your statement is that anytime you even inquire about what she likes, if she is not a virgin, she's going to be telling you what has happened to her, regardless if she say the name or not. So that's why I just don't agree with that part. I just think you don't ask, or you just get with someone that doesn't have a past, because she's going to tell you what someone else did, regardless if the name was there. So that's why I don't understand what you're saying.
So light-skinned Sweeney, I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, light-skinned Sweeney?
Would you like to understand, or what? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a question. If you ask your woman, have you ever squirted before? Right? Just a question. Just having a question, right? And wouldn't you want to know how, not by who, but how, or would you just ignore all the information and you say you want to make a squirt? Just a question.
I wouldn't ask my woman, has she ever squirted before? I wouldn't ask her that.
We just having you and her just having a quick question, quick kind of conversation.
Not in my house. Not in my house.
And it came up. Would you want to know how so you can make her do the same thing? Just a question.
So
he's
I would not ask my woman if she's ever squirted.
It came up somehow. Would you want to know how? That's the question.
No, I wouldn't want to know how. No.
Oh, you're silly. Hell no, I wouldn't want to know how.
No.
How dare she?
I wouldn't want to know how.
How dare she squirt?
Bro, are y'all serious right now?
How dare you tell me about another man in the past?
Wait, hey, JR, I thought we said we was having a intellect adult conversation. I don't know. I thought we was having an
we're gonna finish with Ali. We're gonna finish with Ali, then we're gonna go ahead. Nobody.
I'm gonna ask the panel again, respectfully, with men and women. Doesn't your connection with someone change when you're genuinely crazy about them? Like when you crazy about them. Like when you crazy about somebody, I don't see the sex getting old. Like you just have to be crazy about them. And if you know they're crazy about you, it takes it to a whole nother level. So I don't think and even talk about having sex with other people, if you just do the natural hold off, y'all just a couple of days, y'all playing around, teasing each other a little bit, just hold off on and stuff. It's just almost like if you're crazy about the person, it should be amazing. Like I don't see when people are settling in relationships and they're not into each other, or like Lady Di say, if they were into each other and now they're neglecting each other and busy doing other things, I can see how that happens. Both ways. If y'all not crazy about each other, I just don't see it happening. It's gonna happen for the guy, but it's gonna get old for him as well too. He's not doing nothing to please you, and he probably gonna start having other issues. But if you have, The man has to be crazy about you, and y'all know y'all got to be crazy about the guy. So I don't know how all these people are just settling. Well, I do know how they settling, but that's a big problem. The love making, the enemy. She says she's not the enemy of the man. Is that what she said?
Men are not the enemy.
Men are not the enemy.
She said it. We focusing more on having sex than we all love. They're making having like you really
Right.
y'all really
That is
into
true.
each other. If you
It's
really
all about
into somebody,
communication.
man, just a touch. Like if you really into somebody, just looking at them,
Even they
touching them,
presence. give
just
you
they present, you like,
goosebumps.
whoa, like if you
Mhm.
really love them, like you really into them, you know what I'm saying? I think that part of the whole in our society is gone. We into each other for all the wrong reasons.
All right. Yeah, just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I get to these super chats on the back end. Let's go ahead and get into our final topic of the night. Main topic, which is people don't respect the person that accepts their unacceptable behavior. I'm gonna get to some of the people that hasn't spoke, like Austin. Too much. We're gonna go to Enos, and then we'll take it from there. Let me go ahead and play this clip.
Beautiful, she's intelligent, she's so great, but she keeps breaking your boundaries, she keeps disrespecting you, she doesn't listen to your advice, or she keeps in contact with an ex, or there's something going on that's a deal breaker. Every time you forgive that deal breaker, it will come back magnified. If you ignore deal breakers and think she'll get better, I can change her, if I just throw a bit of money at her, she'll start behaving, you're guaranteeing the divorce. People don't respect the person who accepts their unacceptable behavior.
All right. Let me go ahead and go to Austin first. What are your thoughts about that, sir?
I think that lady's absolutely spot on. Why would you respect someone that's going to continue to enable you, to allow you to get away with mistreating them? I think I think that's a lot of people's problem. That people stay in toxic relationships because they know they can come back to somebody. I mean that is as cut and dry as you can make it. There is no respect. Because if there is, you wouldn't, you would try to improve, not repeat the same thing, expect a different result.
All right, go ahead, Enos.
Yeah, I agree with the lady in the video as well, from a slightly different perspective than Austin. I think that people allow their feelings to override their boundaries, and they stay in relationships that they have no business in the hopes that that person will go back to being the person that they were before the boundaries were crossed, right? Yes. Where the boundaries there create conditions in which that type of relationship can flourish in the first place. And I think the moment we start to get back to that and start to understand that boundaries are a necessity for healthy relationships to exist, we can kind of move away from this whole conversation of people staying where they feel disrespected or actually are disrespected, right? Because there's a difference between feeling disrespected and being disrespected.
All right. And go ahead and get to Precious.
Yeah, a lot of times I would say from people that I've spoken to and things like that, men let that behavior slide. And I don't think that that should be something that men should allow, honestly. Because women would do it more so to men than the other way around. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen the other way around, but women will try to get over or be disrespectful and think that the next time they do it, that he's not going to do anything. And when he doesn't, that gives her a sense of, I can do it again and I will do it again. And so when you don't nip that in the bud, when you don't, when you don't address that, then the disrespect will continue. And I always say, what you allow will continue. So if someone is allowing that, they're not looking to be respected. And in my opinion, they're not really looking to be respected, because someone who's looking to be respected will not allow you to cross a boundary. Boundaries are to keep peace. And so if you're not going to want to keep peace and you want to keep, doing whatever it is that's unacceptable to me, then I'm going to have to reevaluate some things, because my peace is way more valuable than you continuing to overstep my boundary. And those people who don't enforce, especially men, I always say especially men, because y'all are the leaders. Y'all should be able to put your foot down and what you say should go. within very good reason. So if you don't do that, you're going to get walked over, and then she's going to have things to hold over your head when you're trying to plead your case or even walk away. You give her more rope to do things with, and you don't want to do that. So the respect is not there if she continues to disrespect you and and have unacceptable behavior. I don't think it should be accepted at all whatsoever.
All right, let me get Sweeney in now.
Okay, so I think we all know that habitual line steppers are going to habitually line step. And absolutely, it is absolutely true that they will not respect the person that allows them to do that. I think a better question for me is, what do we suggest to people who feel like they can't? Because the reality is the only thing you can really do to people nowadays is walk away or leave. My question to y'all is, what happens in the what happens in the scenarios where people it's not so easy to leave? Because we saying like, oh, you should be able to leave, you should not deal with that person. And I think that's all fun, that's all fair when we're talking about you just dealing with somebody from around the way and you can just easily walk away. But what happens when you're in a marriage?
I'm not saying leave, because we're talking about marriage. So I'm not saying leave the person. Excuse me. I'm talking about nipping it in the bud, meaning you're not being passive about it. You're, looking her in her eyes, making sure she know you mean business. You're not trying to give her money because you don't want to address the situation. When you're in a marriage, you have to, even outside of a marriage, you have to communicate. And yes, it's easier to walk away, but if you love this person and they are continuing to or if the person is accepting the unacceptable behavior, then you have to look at yourself. Like they say, it says people don't respect the person that accepts their unacceptable behavior. So if they're continuing to do it, you have to look at yourself as a man and be like, okay, why am I allowing this? Why is this continuing to go on? And it's like, that's why I said it's like, do you want to be respected? Because if you wanted to be respected, you would demand respect.
All right, so I guess, so are we talking about somebody that unintentionally was disrespectful, or are we talking about a person that's intentionally disrespectful? Because I think that's like, because you can have a conversation with somebody that's unintentionally disrespectful. They may have said something disrespectful and they was like, and you have a conversation with them, they're like, oh, I'm sorry.
Sweeney, you already said it. This is about, people that step across the line habitually. He's talking about these habitual line steppers. So they already know what they're doing.
Yeah, because I don't think look at somebody in the eye and gonna stop them from being a habitual line crosser. If they intentionally being disrespectful, I don't think there's no amount of words you can use for a person. Like, there's a reason why things can escalate to violence.
That's why you gotta look at yourself, though, because it's like if they continue to do that and you're seeing that they're doing it, it's like, what is it about you that's not saying hello? We can't.
That part.
You're not willing to leave.
That part.
So
what is it about you that is causing that person to feel comfortable overstepping your boundaries over and over again?
The fact that you're not willing to leave.
Sweeney, So Sweeney, I just wanted to point out, I'm going to pull out Ali real quick. So I just wanted to point out a little bit of like the hypocrisy of what you were saying earlier in the conversation versus like now, right?
Okay.
When we were talking about women and their level of aggression, you labeled that as a choice. But right now, when we're talking about disrespect, we're not still identifying it as a choice. And I'm just kind of curious.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what happens in a scenario where it's not? I didn't say that leaving wasn't a choice. I said where leaving is not so easy. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about divorce and you have to have.
I think you misunderstood me.
Okay.
So in terms of like the disrespect itself, right? You said, is it intentional or unintentional? But if we're going to identify behaviors as a choice, why are we distinguishing intentional from unintentional?
Because, say for instance, you can say something that somebody may deem disrespectful, but you haven't had a conversation about that. So they may have felt disrespected, right? So you can have a conversation with somebody and then they acknowledge like, okay, I can see how that was disrespectful to you. You know what I mean? And they change versus somebody who knows what they're about to do to you is absolutely disrespectful and they do it anyway. That's what I mean by intentional versus unintentional. I'm not saying that the person is like, oh, I'm gonna disrespect you, and I know I'm disrespecting you, but it's not my choice. It's unintentional. No, what I'm saying is like they may have said something disrespectful. You like, wait a minute, hey, I don't like that you said that. You know what I mean? That you said or did that, and they may have not have knew that that was something that was triggering to you. Versus somebody that knows your triggers, that knows that, hey, if I know if I go out there and say, my man is a bitch to the whole world, that I know I'm disrespecting him, and that's what I'm speaking to. That's intentional disrespect to me. Yeah.
I wanted to say to the question, any person that's disrespecting you, it doesn't matter. They disrespecting you. It is what it is. There's nothing to me that most people could do to stop that. I don't want to say, oh, they, like the question says, people don't respect the person that accepts their unacceptable behavior. It don't matter. If they want to sit here and choose to do these type of things and they doing it to you, let's say only doing it to you only, that means that they're just being manipulative. It has nothing to do with you per se. I wouldn't say, oh, you're not the man and you didn't get your girl in line. You just with the wrong girl, if we're gonna talk about it like that. Or you're just with the you're just with the wrong man or whatever. Because you can't, to me, you can't really force people to be in a certain space. You should still have the same level of respect with everybody. Now, if you're married, the same respect that you have for your husband, I mean, it should be the same across the line when you go out in public, you know, with your father, with your cousin, with your friends. Because if you're only going to respect your husband and not respect other people around you, then that means you're just a bad person. And I don't want to blame people for other people's actions. I think it's just that person. Now, if you see something like qualities in that person, like they have a level of disrespect that, let's say they were brainwashed in, okay, and you want to have the patience to kind of knock that down, then you have the right to do so. But as far as people being disrespectful, it is what it is. They just disrespectful. I wouldn't say that you're not a man because you have someone that's disrespectful. You just need to change a damn woman or man.
I'm in agreement with that. I ain't no arguing that.
When you, as a man, have a woman that you're dating and she oversteps a boundary, and you already know it's kind of like either her habit of doing it or is in it, no matter what it is, it's most likely already over because she felt comfortable doing it to you. Ladies, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. A woman would do and say certain things to this man over here, but would never say that same thing to this man over here. Am I right or wrong?
That's true.
So when it comes to you as a man, if she oversteps a boundary that is blatant, it's already over because to a certain degree, she doesn't see you as a guy that is either going to speak up for themselves or she doesn't care if you speak up for yourself because she's going to do it anyway. The first time is usually the end, in my opinion.
You know what? I think another mistake that I've seen some dudes make is how many times we've seen dudes who like women who are openly disrespectful to other people and then are surprised when they get disrespected at some point. How many times you heard, I want a mean girl that's mean to everybody else? I want somebody.
This is where y'all contradicting yourself.
Wait, a guy saying that?
Wait, can I
You ain't never heard
get
a
in
guy
on
say
this?
that he wanted
No.
a chick that was a bitch.
I have my hand up
else?
next, actually.
Oh, I
Can
never.
I get in
I
on
thought you
this?
talking
I
about
ain't saying
women
nothing
wanting
on the
that.
topic yet. Hey, yo, can I get in on this? I ain't saying nothing on the topic.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yo, what I would say is this. Number one, when you allow people to get away with unacceptable behavior, that's a sign that you don't respect yourself. And nobody respects someone who doesn't respect themselves. And so when you are not able to draw hard lines in the sand and to tell people, listen, if you cross this line, I can't mess with you, and then stand on that and don't mess with them, then it's nothing to respect in the begin with. So this is the thing. When you as a person have boundaries and you have standards, and then a person, maybe y'all just getting to know each other and they mistakenly overstep your bounds, that may be acceptable one time. You warn them, you let them know what it is. But once you let them know what your boundaries are, once you let them know what your standards are, and they continue habitually to overstep their bounds, to overstep your boundaries, then they don't respect you because you don't respect yourself, because you wasn't in a position to say, hey, listen, I don't tolerate this, I don't go for this, and I'm not going to deal with it.
All right, go ahead, Ali.
It just, and again, I don't think a lot of people are intentionally doing this, and sometimes they are intentionally doing it. I'm gonna go back to what Lady Di was saying, and I love when you put questions like this on the board, because it's typically of how people will say certain things when they mistreat somebody. If people don't respect the person that accepts their unacceptable behavior is a phrase, it's taking accountability from the person who's already not a good person. You understand what I'm saying? Why is that even a quote? But it's good that you put this here, because people use that to be able to be disrespectful to someone, be able to use someone, be able to degrade someone, be able to do what they would want to do to somebody. And then this is the problem we have with a lot of men as well too, right? Brothers will say, hey man, if that girl would disrespect you or do these things, leave them alone, right? And then Sweetie was saying sometimes it's hard to leave. That's what Enos was talking about, right? But if she's disrespecting you and you're accepting disrespect, I understand where you're coming from, Sweetie. But if we all acknowledge that she disrespected someone else and did them wrong, we also have to acknowledge how many times when women or a man does somebody wrong, there's other people ready to save them right away. And then we do accept them. So it still takes accountability away from the fact that you either going to do right by somebody or do wrong by somebody. But as a collective, we do not address the fact that that's a lie in itself, because the whole society is ran by accepting unacceptable behavior. We love it. We love toxic behavior. We love taking advantage of each other. We love coming to these panels and mistreating and disrespecting each other. And we compete for it. There's people on this panel who come here to compete to be dysfunctional and to be chaotic and to be disrespectful as well too. So that's a lie in itself. We as a society, we love the disgusting things in society. We love the sex. We love the disrespect. We love to use people. We live in a superficial world where the person who cares less has the most power. Now, if you're talking about people with integrity and love and a respectful society, the person who does love the most, that's a powerful person. But we're not in that society. The more disgusting you are, the more careless you are, the more you mistreat people, the more you fear, that's who has the most power. We love to accept unacceptable behavior.
That's not the person that has the most power. That's an illusion of power. That's not real power. Because if you ruling by alleged fear, then you're not powerful at all. Because guess what? That same fear, that same level of fear that you have will turn against you and eat you alive. Look at Suge Knight. Suge Knight is a prime example of a person who led by fear, and that fear turned in on him. It only lasts so long. That's not real power.
Now, how did you hear?
Is not obtained
exactly.
through being, real power is not attained through
Israel,
being
do good
disrespectful.
men,
Well,
do
let me
good
finish.
men. No, you jumped in. You didn't even let me. You didn't even let it settle in what I said. Hold on. No, you didn't.
You stop talking. Real power is not
Hey,
obtained.
somebody got to be the bigger person. Somebody got to be.
Well, yo, brother, he stopped talking, and he stopped talking, and I addressed what he said. Real power is not attained through disrespect or through fear. Real power is not obtained that way.
Are you done?
That's all I'd say.
So how is the world run? How is the world? So do good men run the world or corrupt men run in the world?
Both.
What?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Wait. There's something very. Wait a minute. There's something very important. Hold on a second. There's something very, very important that needs to be addressed in this conversation. I'm going to say it, whether you want to hear it or not. I don't care. It's not that I don't know that we love evil as much as it is just innately within us, right? I think there's a quote that says, the good that I would, I do not, and the evil that I would not, that I do. There's enough stuff. Somebody said there's enough stuff for me to make both a gentleman and a rogue. The problem that I see is it is easier to do evil. It is easier to do that which is more pleasing to the flesh, if you will, than it is to be good. Good men do not run this world at all. You are dead wrong. If good men ran the world, you wouldn't have wars. You wouldn't have the poverty rate being is what it is. You wouldn't have a whole lot of things. This world is run by corruption.
So you're saying there's no good men that run there's no good men at all.
Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. When you get to the very highest levels of government,
there's only 1% that runs the world.
Well,
but
hold on a second. Let him finish. 1% of this planet's population controls over 40% of the planet's wealth. And we see exactly what is happening with the majority of that wealth being in the hands of an elite few. The poverty rate is insane. You have places like Haiti, places in Africa, places within our own nation. You have millions of people within the United States going to bed starving, hungry tonight. Are you telling me that if good people truly ran the world, we would have poverty at the rates in which they are? Bullshit. The problem is, let me say this and be done. The problem is,
let me ask the question when he's done.
Wait, he asked the question and then y'all don't give a chance to.
The problem is, if you think good people run the world, how good of a job do you think these supposedly good people are actually doing?
Yo, so what I'm saying, I didn't say that it's all good men that run the world. What I said was that there's some good men that run the world and there's some evil men that run the world. Now, if it was all evil men that ran the world, then the world would be totally desolate. So that's what I'm saying. There are some good men that do run the world as well as some evil men. That's what I said. I didn't say that all good men run the world. That's not what I said.
This sounds like a not all women conversation.
No, it's not like all women.
I haven't said much the last half. If what you're saying is even remotely true, name me any good men that run the world. Understand, that's a very specific statement you made. Run the world. Name me any good men that run this bitch.
Bro, I don't know who are the men. I don't know the men.
Because I can name you. I can name you the ones that run it for real. I can name them to you right now.
Okay, well, I don't know all the men that run the world. What I'm saying
running
is
for real? Who running for real, Austin?
You got Joe. Let's start in the United States. You got Joe Biden. You got the
Rockefellers. You don't run the world. What the fuck?
Stop. Will you
let him rock? Let him rock, Sweeney.
You got Joe Biden. You got the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board. You got the oligarch. I mean, I can go down the list. Right?
Did he just say Joe Biden?
Let him rock. Let him rock. Let him rock.
Joe Biden. Listen. What the genuine answer to that question would require too much time and too much knowledge. It's gonna go right over your head.
No, it won't go right over my head because I know that Joe Biden.
Y'all stop talking over each other, please.
The problem is this: the men that run the world, that really run shit, are not good by any stretch of the imagination. The fact that you even say that, but you didn't tell me you don't know, means you shouldn't have said that shit in the first place. You shouldn't have said that shit. If you don't know, you don't have an answer. Don't listen. I know that's hard for you, but listen. If you don't actually have a producible answer, don't just say the shit because it sounds good. Because it makes it unbecoming.
Yo, you just said some shit because it sounds good. You said Joe Biden runs the world.
No, you did.
Hold on. You just said Joe Biden runs the world.
That ain't the only name I mentioned.
Actually a figurehead.
That's not the only name I mentioned. That might be the only name you heard.
Joe Biden, so you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I tell you what.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I tell you what. Let's do this. I tell you what.
You don't
I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's do this. Do you know who? Wait.
Joe Biden runs the world.
Wait. Hold on.
Why y'all arguing?
Hold on.
Let go. You do realize I'm not arguing. My tone ain't changed.
No, it ain't you. It's light-skinned Sweeney.
Well, here's the thing.
Man,
this is the thing.
What's going on in your brain?
This is the thing. So here's the answer to your question. Since you want the legitimate answer, I would encourage you to look. Look up who the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board is. I would encourage you to look up who John David Rockefeller is. I would encourage you to look up the Rothschilds. I would encourage you to look up those men. The people that dominate the money centers of the world, right? Hold on a second. There was a statement made that said, if you give me control of a nation's money supply, I care not who writes its laws. So if I were you, I would highly suggest that you go look at the money powers that really run the show, right? This is deeper than Joe Biden. This is deeper than anything. So I'd encourage you to look that up. And those men, hold on. What you will discover when you look those men up is that them Negroes ain't good, brother. They are not good by any stretch of the fucking imagination. The love of money is the root of all manners of evil. That's in a 6,000-year-old book.
Love of money, right? But the love of money is, listen, money itself is not evil. The love of money is evil, but it's not money itself.
Why are you repeating back to me what I just said to you?
But I say it's not money itself.
Why are you repeating back to me what I just said? Why are you repeating back to me what I just said to you?
What I'm telling you is,
you ain't telling me shit. You just repeated back to me what I told you.
That you the one, you said dude that said Joe Biden runs the world, fam. So you got no credibility, my brother. You said Joe Biden runs the world, literally.
Do you hear this shit?
Literally.
Let go. Do you hear this shit?
You said Joe Biden runs the world.
Do you hear this shit?
Don't try to get no help.
I don't
need help. Joe Biden runs the world, fam. You don't need help. Don't try to get no help, fam. Don't try to get no help. Don't try to get no help.
Israel, can I just say one thing?
Don't try to get no help. I want to yell. Trigger Mike has his hand up.
Israel.
Trigger Mike has his hand up.
There's an issue
Trigger Mike has his hand up, fam.
Is there some type of competition you just want to be right or something? I'm asking. What is it?
Up, didn't you?
Israel, like it's frustrating.
Did it?
What is it?
Nah, I love the
Trigger Mike,
convo.
please
tired.
come.
No, this
Trigger Mike,
is
please
right
come
up
tell
my
the
alley.
truth. Trigger Mike, please come tell the truth of what's going on, man.
No. So I like this particular convo because it's about who runs the world, and y'all are giving the old, the definition of money and the Rockefellers and all that. That's cool, but the world is run by special interests. Okay, the world is run, of course, by the people with the money, but the special interests run the world. I'm a part of a group called the African Conservatives Assembly. And when you hear the stuff that they talk about and then you hear the legislation that comes out, you will understand special interests. But the people who actually run the world now are no longer the money people, because money is now digital and they can't control that, which is why they're trying to do it. People that run the world are actually the people that run the social circle. So Elon Musk bought Twitter for a reason. All right. Mark Zuckerberg has been controlling your data. Bill Gates has been controlling your data. Those are the people that now run the world. They are the ones that control everything. So if you really want to know what control looks like, look at what people do and what they will do with your data and how they use it against other people, how people are filing lawsuits against all of these people and privacy laws and all of that. So it's a real cool thing. But as far as my man Israel said, you know what? I think I'll break it down like this. Good men run the surface level. Me, you taking care of our kids and doing all that, we run the middle class. We don't run the big show. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? So we don't run politics. We don't run anything like that. We run what's going on at ground level to give people the economy to serve their special interests, if I'm making any sense.
I would say, and this actually is going to make what Mr. Lego said last week about good. What did he say? Something about what you can't really necessarily tell the difference between good and evil, or good or bad.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that the people, whoever runs the world, people do things in the interest of their own. And for their own, they may be seen as good.
They think they're good.
Else,
Facts.
they may be seen as bad.
Yep.
So when you got, for instance, when you got two warring countries, if you got two countries that are absolutely at war with one another, one side thinks the other side is evil. The other side thinks the other side is evil. But they all look to the person that's fighting for them and think they're heroes.
Yep.
So, and I think that's why I'm kind of with Israel in the manner where he said good and bad people run the world, because good and bad is in the eye of the people that watches them.
Yeah.
If they're doing it in my best interest, like Trigger Mike said.
No, wait a minute.
It absolutely
No.
Good
Let me tell you what I said.
is in the eye of the beholder.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because that's when you get into the concept of no, it is not. That is when you get into the concept.
That's toxic.
No, that is bullshit. That is when you get into the concept of objective. Listen, this is when you get into the concept of objective versus subjective. This is where you get into the concept of subjective versus objective reality. So this is where you have to be very, very careful with this, because there is, if you're telling me if goodness is in the eye of the beholder, that means that there was nothing really wrong with what Hitler did to the Jews.
That wasn't what I said at all.
Which you cannot say if you're looking at things objectively.
Right.
There are these
people, they thought that was a good thing. What are you talking about?
Let go. Let me tell you something. This is what I need you to explain. This is what I need you to understand. Subjectively thinking something is good does not objectively make it true. Does 2 + 2 equal 4, or does that shit equal 5?
Austin, I think you misunderstood. Hold on, wait, Israel. Austin, I think you misunderstood what I said. If me and you are at war and there's only one resource, we both want that resource. You need that resource for the betterment of your people. I need that resource for the betterment of my people. We both gonna fight to death over it. But to our people, to you, you are evil to me.
Yep.
You are bad to me. You are bad to my people. But for my people, I'm a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And for your people, you're a hero. I'm not talking, obviously, there is some deplorable shit that a lot of people do in this world that we can objectively look at and be like, damn, that was pretty goddamn evil.
Exactly what I'm speaking to.
I.e. what Hitler did. You're absolutely
exactly what I'm speaking to.
Right.
But when we talk about when we're talking about what people run the world, people tend to run the world like Trigger Mike in the best interest of whoever they're doing their interest for. Okay. And for those people,
and is that good or bad?
During that time,
You
there
can't- you
also
can't
was Winston
necessarily-
Churchill.
It
But
does
during
matter.
that time, there also
Subjective.
was a Winston Churchill. There was also other people who were heroes of the time who were
Winston
connected
Churchill.
to those situations. Yes.
So wait a minute, right? So
Yo,
hold on a second.
man.
This is
So
where
there's other people that were heroes in the situation. So there are good men and there are not so good men, and they both run the world.
so
It's
no,
not all bad men that run the world. That's
and-
crazy.
but you couldn't even name me a couple of good ones that did.
Yo,
You know,
listen.
here's the thing. Can I add to this conversation?
Go ahead, bro.
So here's the thing. First of all, you don't live in a fucked up world, which means there has to be somebody doing something good in this world. You're not a slave right now. Last time I checked. Right or wrong?
That's wrong.
Well, there's actually a reason why we're not slaves, though.
How is it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who
If
said
you're talking about chattel slavery, that's one thing. If you're talking
Yeah,
about
chattel
mental
slavery, you can argue that, but you're dead wrong. We
we're
still
mentally
slaves.
Mentally, we're slaves.
There's a reason why we're not slaves.
We're slaves to debt. We're
So
slaves
this
to our
government
homes.
is
We're slaves
this
to our
government is
cars.
enslaved to the Federal Reserve right now as we speak. What the hell are we talking about?
Hold on for a second. So, dude with the I don't know what's the name, Austin. You raised a lot of stink about people talking over you, particularly my man Israel. So, can you not talk over me? Because you ain't
I mean,
gonna
that wasn't me initially. That was Ali. But go ahead, single me out. Why don't you?
No, I was, but
you more patient. You're not gonna disrespect me the way you doing him.
I
Don't
mean, I
talk-
didn't disrespect
bro.
nobody. You coming to me with the wrong energy.
Trying
I
to.
want to correct that.
I'm
chill.
speaking right now, bro. Because you rude as fuck, fam. I've been sitting here watching the whole time.
I've been quiet this whole time.
Angry man, hold on.
Nah, y'all tried to jump. Y'all tried to jump in.
Then make sure you talk
Y'all tried to
Israel
jump
and
in.
let go. Don't do that.
Yo, it's too late for this. Can y'all just
No,
talk?
but then do that. Make sure you address them. Don't just go straight to him. You want to disrespect
you are
both
not
of
gonna
them.
do the same
Hold
shit.
on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold
You're
on.
not gonna come disrespect. You want to disrespect.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because I don't want to
You're
ruin
not
for the
gonna come do
audience.
that. You're
I
not
don't
gonna
want
come do
for the
that.
audience, y'all. Come on,
You're not gonna do the
y'all.
same shit.
Come on,
No,
come
you're
on,
not
y'all.
gonna
I
come do that.
don't want to ruin it for the audience. Hey,
Your boy,
hey,
I'm listening to JR. He the host. I'm
hey,
listening to
hey,
JR.
hey,
I'm
hey,
listening to
hey.
JR. He the host.
Angry man,
Angry
angry
man,
man.
can you chill for a
Angry
second?
man.
Like, come on, man. Everybody just
Angry
chill.
man. Hold on, y'all. We was having a good conversation. We was having a good. We was
Angry
having a
man,
good
bro,
conversation.
chill, man.
We was having a good conversation. We
Ain't
was
no
having.
chill.
We was
Y'all
having a good conversation.
rude as fuck
Angry
to
man.
my man.
Angry man.
When I
Angry
come up
man.
here and say something, you want to be
Angry
rude
man.
to me?
Angry man. Hold on. We was having a
I
good
told him to be
conversation.
quiet and he stopped talking.
Hold on, let go. We was having a good conversation, y'all.
And I was adding to the conversation until Grace Suit over there interrupted me, just like he's doing my man.
All right, nobody interrupt nobody. Let's just have this conversation. Let's just have this conversation.
Go ahead, angry man.
And he's saying a bunch of bullshit. We do not live in a world where all evil men run the world. That is a ridiculous statement. And Ali, I know you on your woke super pro black shit, but you're not a slave, my nigga.
No,
You're not.
What are you on, angry man? What are
You're
you on?
not.
So what are you on though?
You're
What
not
are
a
you? What are you?
slave.
So what should we promote? If we not slaves, what
You're
are
not
we?
a slave.
What are we?
You're not a slave. When
So
you
what are
woke up this morning, did somebody crack a whip to make you go work somewhere?
You talking about chattel slavery? We slaves to that. We're
Slavery is
we are slaves.
slavery, bruh.
Okay, hold on. Listen, if we're gonna have a respectful conversation, we can agree to disagree. Correct? Right? Let's calm both calm down. We are to what I see, what we all see. We are slave to our homes. We are slave to our cars. We are slave to everything.
One word, Ali, banks.
If you choose to be.
And the biggest slavery we're to is to the banks. We're always in debt. When you laying out $1 in interest, you can never pay.
So everybody's in debt.
What is okay? Wait a
Yes,
second.
everybody's in
Hold
debt.
on. Wait, guys.
No,
hold on.
everybody's
Guys,
not in
let me
debt.
say that. Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Give me literally 10 seconds. If any one of you take out a dollar bill out of your wallet right now, it says this is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Every dollar that we have was given to us on loan from the Federal Reserve. Go read a document called Modern Money Mechanics.
Wrong about
Hold
that,
on
but
a second.
we
Hold on a
can't have
second.
that
Hold on. One
conversation
mic.
over
Hold on, let him finish.
Let me finish. To prove my point, prior to 1933, our dollars were redeemable in gold. After 1933, with the illegal gold seizure that Franklin Delano Roosevelt passed, it stole every bit of real wealth from the American public. In 1933, to get us out of the Depression, he seized gold at the rate of $20 an ounce. Nixon got us off the last remnant of the gold standard in 1970. Our dollar today is backed by absolutely nothing. If you look at the chart, wait a minute, let me say this, I'm done. If you look at a chart of the U.S. money supply from 1934 to the present, you'll see a constant increase and slight detractions. But every time you see an increase in the money supply, you see a direct equivalent increase in debt. How? Because debt is built into the system. So we are absolutely slaves to the banks. Ali is spot on.
Austin, with all due respect, bro, you're preaching to the choir with all this information. Everybody knows this.
So then what the fuck are we talking about?
But the nation is
If you'll allow me to speak, I will tell you what I'm talking
All right.
about.
Rebuttal, angry man. Rebuttal.
Number one, to have an argument about what money is backed up by. Yes, money used to be backed up by gold, but what is gold backed up by? It's a shiny fucking rock, bruh. The concept of money is determined by what we value. Right now, the money that we have, you know what it's backed up by? It's backed up by the U.S. military. As long as we have a strong military and we're number one in the world, if we remain in that spot, our money will remain valuable. The moment we lose that spot, then the money won't be valuable anymore. Now, going back to what Ali was talking about. Ali, if you're talking about being a slave to debt, bro, you're talking about perception. I'm not talking about perception. I'm talking about actual slavery, the actual definition of being a slave. If you're a slave, that means you are physically in bondage, which means you do not have the choice to go and come as you please. Okay, you're talking about something entirely different. You're talking about your perception of being under something. And no matter what society you live in, whether you're in this country or another country, whether you're back in the day or now, you are always going to be under the rulership of something. So by your definition, everyone is always a slave.
Can I go now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Ali.
As soon as people conquered each other and the man no longer had the land and can't live off the land, and you had to start going to work for somebody to live, you became a slave. People conquered. Let me finish. I told you that we're no longer chattel slaves. We're voluntarily being slaves now because how brainwashed we've been throughout the course of time. Man has been battled. Let me finish. One man has always chose to be free. Another man who was free wanted another man to work for those men. They went to war with each other. That man conquered that one man, and you from now on you have to work for me to live. The only people who don't live have to use money to live are animals and obviously nature. They live for free. So you know what I meant, Israel. Don't do that. So I said we're not chattel slaves, but we've become voluntarily become slaves over conditioning when we used to fight not to be slaves.
Okay, but what you're saying, what you're talking about right now is not feasible. You're talking about a time, back in the day where there were less people on the planet where people could live off of the land. Okay. But even back then, you still had problems. What you're talking about isn't feasible because even let's say for argument's sake, we got rid of all the money, we got rid of all the systems and all of that, and you were just able to live off the land. Well, guess what? Now you have a new problem. If you're sitting there and you decide to find this piece of land and you build you a little hut on it and you're
I'm gonna snatch your shit.
And all of a sudden, 10 dudes roll up on you. I like what you got. Well, come on in and eat. No, I don't want to come
snatch your shit.
I want to take your shit. See,
just like animals.
The thing y'all just made my point. What I just said.
Wait, hold on. The thing about it, and this is
you just made my point, sweet. AM, you just made my point.
Hold on. You're not. Wait. Listen to what I'm saying. What did you tell is you said rest with what I'm saying, right? Hold on for a second, bruh. So here's the thing. What you don't realize is everything in life is about trade-offs. Okay, that's all it's really about. We have a system, and yes, a lot of it can be corrupt. A lot of it can be fucked up, right? But to go back to what we were before we had this system would be far worse, bruh, especially considering the amount of people we have on the globe now. It would be far worse, fam.
And let me add to that. Again, you are under a system that protects you from other bad systems. Because you being in America, just like Angry Man, we're not slaves no more. So there had to been some good people to get us out of that. But you can say what you want to say about this country. However, this country protects you from another country that literally wants to kill you right now. What? This country protects you from another.
Exactly.
Again,
so there's some good people that run the world.
We live in a world. This is why I said a while ago, we live in a world of limited resources. We live in a world of limited resources.
This is where we come to a place where black men have taken on white philosophy. Of
no,
white.
What?
I listened.
Let's get Ali in there. Go ahead, Ali.
I listened. So this country is working in the best interest of a black man, or is it working in the
That's
best
not
interest?
what. No, this country is working. Wait, hold on. This country. Hold on. Let me get into. This country is working in the best interest of the country and its citizens, not just black men. This country is working in the best interest of the country and its citizens, not just black men, not just black women. Period. Because it has to be able to sustain itself. It's its own self-interest.
It's not true.
It's absolutely true.
Oh, let's get a ladies' opinion on that. Let's get the ladies in there. Ladies, anybody got an opinion? I'd love some femininity.
Hey, Trigger.
Real quick, bro.
All right, lady man, and then any lady want to get in there. Go ahead.
And then I would like to respond to that.
I get what you're saying, but the problem is, even though what you're saying is true, it's not totally true. The problem is this country is like somebody cooking a meal and they burn the shit, and now they're trying to take the burnt part out of it, and you still taste the burnt part. It's slavery is a blemish on this country. It's probably never gonna go nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, we still have those struggles that come with being black people in America. But to sit back and pretend that we haven't advanced by leaps and bounds, bro. Come on, fam.
If you sit in your chair,
hold on, the ladies go next.
Let go. Stop with that.
The ladies go next after AM.
Hey, Trigger Mike.
Ladies,
stop him with that, please.
Ladies,
host, man. Please,
ladies. All right, can you get a 15 seconds in there, Ali? And then any ladies that want to no, you can rebut, Ali. Go ahead real quick.
Black people are exploited all over the world, period. Okay. We have taken on the custom of what white civilization is telling us, Asians are telling us, Arabs are telling us all around the world. So Egypt was called the cradle of civilization. Everything was learned from Egypt, and they are called by scientists. They were Negroes. They were black people.
It was since the destruction. It was actually Ethiopia.
You play semantics so bad. Let me.
Okay. The problem is this.
Let me finish.
Okay, we're gonna table that for real quick.
The more black people conform to white society, the more we got into our seats. We destroy. Me, angry man, y'all. When we become established, us as black people have forgotten most of the black people in different situations. Just like white people forget about the poor white, Asians forget about the poor Asians. We are all exploited, but we're the biggest exploited people all around the world, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I don't know how we don't see it.
Okay, ladies, ladies, let's get the ladies in there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, and what I understand is that when we're talking about races, so to me, races, right, black, white, we're not gonna be slaves anymore unless we're in rulership, right? So rulership is who's taken over this world, predominantly as whites, right? So if we think about slavery, because that's what y'all talking about, most of the time it was about, hating another race. You have to do these things. We don't like you. Okay. I'm just doing a basic thing about it. I'm just saying in general, it's about who's in rulership. Black people are not in rulership. Therefore, we're still under the slavery, not the way that you're talking about, Angry Man. I know what you're saying. Not like that. We're just in a different type. So I understand you're saying that you have the ability to kind of do whatever it is that you want, but it's just all about opportunity that they're giving to us. It's just what is handed to us. And we're able to choose what we want to do and make our situation better, but it's still under somebody else's rulership. So therefore, we are, quote unquote, under slavery.
Can I get it? Wait, let me.
There's more ladies on the panel.
Hold on, real quick. We gotta. If any other ladies want to go, because I gotta read super chat. I got to. They're like 40 something. Go ahead, Enoch.
And then can I go after that, please?
Yeah, we're gonna get it started back up after that. Go ahead, Enoch.
So, thanks, Trigger Mike. So I wanted to respond to the comment about how the U.S. Is beholden to its citizens. Like the U.S. has time and time again not only not done that, but they also continue to do it, right? With the Japanese internment camps, with the 13th Amendment, with the only thing that the U.S. is beholden to is money and imperialism. To say that it's looking out for its citizens' best interest, the U.S. is consistently and constantly dishing out policies that destroy communities, regardless of color, regardless of socioeconomic status. It is constantly putting its citizens in dismay It is constantly undereducating its citizens compared to the rest of the Western world. Like, I don't know why we're under this impression outside of like the American dream that the US is making good on that pact. It's not, right? Is it the worst place in the world to live? No, I'm not saying that. That's taking it too far to the other end of the extreme. But to say that the US is absolutely looking out for the best interest of each and every, there's no way. There'd be no homeless people, there'd be no hungry people. The incarceration rates wouldn't be what it is if the country was actually looking out for its best.
That's not what I was
Hang
saying.
on, give me a second. I didn't interrupt. Thank you so much.
And Precious is after her.
No, yo, I'm supposed to.
Hold up.
Let her
finish.
finish.
Can y'all shut up? Precious
Let her
is after
finish.
her.
No,
Let her
you
finish.
shut up, man.
Go
You
ahead,
shut up,
Nas.
man. Stop telling people to shut up, man.
And
Word
Nas
up. Stop
finish
telling
and
people to
then
shut up. You
Precious.
shut up.
Shut
Heidi,
up,
Nas,
bro.
go ahead,
Shut up.
finish up.
You shut up.
Goofy
Who you
shit.
talking
Heidi,
to?
Nas,
You
go
shut
ahead.
up. What
So-
are you talking to?
And Nas, shut
In
up.
order
You
to-
shut up, little thumb. Thumbelina. Shut up.
All right,
What
go
are
ahead.
you
In order
talking to, boy? You're going too
In order-
far, man. Stop playing.
Shut
Stop playing.
up.
You shut up. You shut up.
All right. Go ahead, Enos.
So, in order to substantiate my argument, when we take a look at other countries who have had either dictators or rulers, however you want to classify them, depending on the country, who have genuinely looked out for the best interests of their citizens, you've seen almost no unemployment, you've seen almost no poverty, you've seen land ownership go up, you've seen the wealth of the community go up. And we have consistently not seen that when it comes to the US. I'm done.
Okay, yo, hold on. First of all, look, here's the thing.
Precious or no?
Yo, hold on. I was
Trigger
listening
Mike,
to him.
Precious
hold
or
on.
no?
Stop. Kill that
You
noise.
good. Go ahead,
Precious
AM.
or no?
After AM, I'm reading the super chats.
stop
And
that.
then can I go?
Stop that. Real talk. Yo, first of all, the educational system has failed us, schooling y'all to think communist countries are better than a capitalist country. Because I know that's what you're talking about. That is some goofy shit. You are always gonna have people at the top and people at the bottom. The poor will always be with you. This is common knowledge. To think that you could actually have a society where you're not going to have poor people and you're not going to have rich people and you're only going to have people that equally have everything, that is lunacy. It is not.
I agree.
Workable.
I agree.
Work, okay?
All right,
So
add
we
to it.
cannot
Look,
use that.
after Israel, I got to get these super
Not
chats
use
read.
that. We cannot use that as your measuring stick to determine whether or not we are in a good country or not. Anything that you want has to be taken, has to be seized. That's the world that we live in. Even in America, you're not guaranteed happiness. You're only guaranteed the pursuit of happiness.
Facts.
But so
Israel, go ahead.
So to add on to that, first of all, slavery was not necessarily a racist situation. Slavery was about a free market system, a free labor class. It was getting labor for free in order to build the society. That's number one. That's what it is, period. That's what this country was built off. But secondly, when I said that America looks after its own, I'm not saying on an individual basis. What I'm saying is to sustain itself, it has to, on the global scale of things, it's going to take care of its own house in the global scale, not on an individual personal basis. That's all I was saying.
All right, let me get these super chats because I know where we're going after this. This is turned into a global conversation. If you are just tuning in, we got our international people here now. It's after hours on Lapeef Let's Talk. Let me get these super chats read. God damn, it's a lot of super chats. All right, Embrace the Grace, $5. I was married to my black king for 12 years because I required. Who is my son's father? Bye. I am inspired. Glasses and blue goofy. T.O. All, I ain't saying that. That's terrible. All Lizzo heavy simping. All right. Sorry, blue shirt, only goofy. My man, Chike Auto LLC. MLG. Why you Spalding ball heading shiny? I am inspired. Told y'all blue shirt goofy. The real Pookie. Wives out here cheating. They don't care if their husband pleased them. Stop the cap. Ladies, continue faking it for your man Pookie waiting. This might be risky, $5. Israel just saying explore her for yourself to find out what she enjoys as opposed to questioning. Let go, you got to chill, be taking away from the quality. Will G, $5. Mr. Let Go has no self-control. Why is he trying to co-moderate? Boy, he sure do make us some money in this motherfucker, though. I am inspired, $2. Both blues goofy. Who was wearing blue? Never mind.
All I gotta say is I make JR a shitload of money. So all y'all kiss my ass in the chat.
Hell yeah. Hank, do it till you're satisfied. Shout out to BT Express. Z Jackson, the Kama Sutra plus anatomy equals ecstasy. Learn the body. That's what y'all all say. BZ, $5. If you are going to ask your chick what she likes, you better be prepared for the answer. I can't lie. The first time I asked, I wasn't ready. Trigger Mike, I've never seen a person shut up after being told to shut up by the other person involved in the argument. Literally, never.
Never. Exactly. This is an exercise of futility.
But they actually do shut up
No,
though.
the hell
After
they
the
don't.
fourth
No, they
shut
don't.
up.
Never in my life.
They
Never.
don't.
Ali, did you see the back check?
Let go, same characteristics as a hood. Somebody help me out.
Don't forget the rat.
Hood rat, bitch. Oh, damn. That's what up. Austin 101. Just pray to the. Somebody help me.
To the pussycat.
Oh, okay. Embrace the grace. How about just having a real conversation? Let grown folks talking about sex is okay. I'm telling my man what I like, what I don't like, vice versa. I'm inspired too. Glasses, blue is on some high school t-shirt. Baby Zaddy, y'all remember when it was the women who were out of control on Thursdays? Terrell Xavier, no man with option cares so much about female that he is cucking himself through her memory.
Exactly.
Why not ask for the videotape, guys, so you could take notes?
What?
He is tripping.
What in
Exactly.
the
That's what y'all might as
world?
well do.
Hank, you at my boys is neck. You is at my boys is neck.
Y'all at my boy.
Yeah.
His name. Y'all.
What?
Dub
Oh.
Will, $5. I screwed that one up. In the bathroom with the magazine. What is it, the 80s?
I know, right? Who got a magazine?
T.O., $5. Long-time married man randomly go hit him in the car, in a park, in a public garage, the woods. Married women love spontaneity. The rental car, bro. The rental car.
Hey, y'all ever smashed a chick in the woods? I just want to bring that up. I smashed a chick
In a
mosquito
park,
bites.
bro.
In a park.
A
Yeah,
lot
in
of
a park.
mosquito bites.
The woods be
In a
having
park.
exactly bugs
in
and
the, in the
Yeah,
whole woods.
in front of everybody.
nah, in the
In
park.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'll
woods.
never do it again. That shit was uncomfortable.
In the park is for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, the park is lit.
Yeah.
The park, y'all gotta go in the woods. Y'all.
Nah,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
good on that.
Nah, you
Should be
know
8
what?
points.
You strike as a dude that like weird shit. I'm
You really do.
All right, it's time to
All right,
conspiracy.
shout out.
You really do.
MLD and placenta dude are suffering from damaged neuroception.
Not the placenta.
That is why
Oh, you gonna
they are
stole my
acting
word.
like kids. HR passed MLG and ATL bum. He need to eat.
You gonna steal my word.
Not for the BS. Shout out to Austin with struggle Kevin Samuels background. The Godfather is still undefeated. I ain't gonna lie, that
The
was a good
struggle.
one.
Kevin, I wasn't trying to be Kevin, but I'll take the
Kevin Samuels background.
How am I struggling? This shit
Ali,
is nice.
welcome back. All right, Tio, Team Fatty in Lady Chan Boys. Ali 100. Bring Fatty up. Fatty, come on up. Shit. Chris Dave $10. Sweeney, you're wearing glasses indoors. I can't take your opinion seriously. I think it means a fake Sweeney.
Light skin Sweeney.
$2, Miss Parker. That which is understood need not be explained. Angry Man cannot join this panel, and you're on it. Team Fatty, foreign currency. Angry Man, can you please go up there and get your son?
Yeah, Israel is his son, just so y'all know.
No, Israel's not
Trigger.
nobody's son.
Trigger, they saying they can't hear us.
You my son, let go. You my son. You my son, let go. I told you, let me handle it with this heat.
Angry Man,
Did I
Angry
tell you,
Man, son.
let me handle this with this heat?
Bad
I got
audio.
that gun for you, don't I?
Damn. Hey, JR, we might need to slow the stream down or something. They're saying it's choppy, low resolution. All right. All the mics clipping.
Boy.
He'll try to fix it on the back end, y'all. Sorry about that. D. Bettis, I had enough of light skin Sweeney and light skin Israel for tonight. Ring me up when they are gone. Shout out to Ali.
They don't like both versions of you and me.
We love to see you on here. Z Jackson, I've never seen more disrespect until I joined YouTube panels 2, when you love someone, define your disrespect. Oh, okay. Number 3, communicate and make sure you're in sync.
I think those were
Can't
all
argue.
3 conversations or something, I guess.
No, I think she was just giving 3 tips.
He was giving 3 comments.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Miss Parker, $2. Drug dealers in the hood were good to some and bad. Miss Parker, respect this stream. Fatty, already doing the thumbnail. Thank you, AM. Rachel, you are free. My people, let freedom ring. Michael Richardson, Ali, we make that choice to be in debt. The government don't say go buy a house, go buy a car. Hey, that's my point. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's not the truth. That's not
The
the
money
truth.
itself is debt. That's how you know people
The
don't be
money is
listening.
debt. I mean, that's so
You
much
know
gotta
what?
teach,
You know
man.
what debunks that argument is that you can use credit to make yourself money.
What is credit?
That's
A form
debt.
of
Trigger
debt.
Mike, are you
So
serious?
that's
What are you
not.
talking about?
You
Yo,
can
Trigger
use
Mike,
the
come on,
government's money to
man.
make
talking about
yourself
leveraging
money.
debt. He's talking
No,
about
that's
good
not
debt, not
slavery.
bad
It
debt.
ain't
No,
about
I'm
leverage.
sorry.
Never mind. Go
That's
ahead,
not
Trigger Mike.
slavery.
Trigger
You're
Mike.
talking about
So wait a
OPM,
minute.
other
Wait a
people's
minute.
money.
Hold on a second.
Slavery is not supposed to be beneficial to the slave.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's the problem though. The way that the government of the United States has created money and has brought money into existence since the Federal Reserve came into being is through what? Through the use of treasury bonds, where the Federal Reserve will purchase treasury bonds, which are what? Instruments of debt. They're literally instruments of debt. Again, prior to 1933, when our money was redeemable in gold, which has several uses outside of just being a shiny piece of metal, it was backed by something tangible. But
Right.
now it is brought into being literally as an instrument of debt. It is
Facts.
built into the
And
system.
and
So
the
I would
big- wait,
again,
hold on.
if you go and you
Israel,
read, if you go
Israel,
look
talk
and you,
about just one.
if
I'm
you
saying
go,
one thing.
if you
Come
go
on,
look,
Israel.
if you go and you look at and read the document called Modern Money Mechanics, which was published by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, 2008, it literally details the process of money creation. So you cannot say that.
It's a shiny rock, bro.
Written into
Let me
the
get these rest. Let me get the rest of these super chats read, and we're gonna get there. T-Dub, Toxic Avengers lost 112 to 35 tonight. They're trying to.
Your
troll
mama lost to 10 niggas tonight.
D. Jackson, white people are actually the minority. I teach. Marcus Evans, $5. Welcome back, Ali. Bring that lady back next week. She's dope, Precious and Ali. Please get married. Please do better next week. Good night. That'd be a dope. I'll come to the wedding. I'll officiate. Greatness to work, $5. How is the Most High gives us everything on it for free, and somehow they invented a piece of paper and convinced us we have to pay for it?
Simple
Why
as
you
that.
think Jesus? Why you think Jesus said?
Listen,
Render
I
unto
will
Caesar
tell
that
you
which
right
is
now. If y'all want to go to war for everything to be for free, I'll be the general of that
Hey,
war.
can I say this? Yo,
Yeah.
Trigger Mike. So first of all, the disingenuous part about it is the United States is debt. We the people are the debtors, not the indebted. And see, that's what you don't understand. You, by your own labor, by you being created with a birth certificate, you are the debtor.
I know you're silly.
The hell?
What was that?
You
What
are the
was that?
debtor and not the one in debt. But that's a whole
Yo,
nother
what was
level of
that?
conversation.
They say Israel, they switched it. What Austin was talking about when they did the Federal Reserve Bank, man, and they got rid of the gold and the silver. They
went into bankruptcy. What a lot of people don't know is the United States of America went into bankruptcy, and when it went into bankruptcy, this is an IOU note. The dollar bill is an IOU note, and because it's an IOU note, what it really means. Hold on. What it really means is that the United States owes us, but most people don't know that. But that's a whole nother topic of conversation.
No, he's
It's
right.
a
Hold
fact.
on.
That's a fact.
But
you
Israel,
don't know what you're talking about.
it's a
so you don't
sham,
know.
though. They keep printing out money and they keep going in more debt. But that's I know what you're talking about. But it's still they're using the Federal Reserve Bank. And when he was talking about what,
But there's a reason why they're doing that.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this because this could go all night. I'm gonna use Harriet Tubman's fake quote. Right? She said, "I freed 1,000 slaves, but I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves." I'll just tell y'all that.
Yeah, let's hear quotes from fictitious person.
It's a good quote.
Let me get this last one. Last super chat. Shack channel. This fool says Sleep Joe rules the world.
Exactly. I lost myself when I heard that.
It is
You
now
did literally
Let's
say
talk
that.
after hours. Let's chop it up.
When he fell off that bike, I was done with him. When he fell off that bike, I was done.
He literally said that. I asked him.
Yo,
He literally said that.
This dude is deteriorating right in front of our eyes. This shit is scary to watch at this point.
I was done as soon as he fell off that bike. I said, somebody get this old ass man up out of here, man.
Nah, man, I'm afraid, bro, because if that happens, if he kicks the bucket like it looked like he about to do,
Then you got Kamal.
I don't know. Yeah, bro. I pray for his health. I pray for his health every day, bro. Every day, I pray for his health.
The audio.
He should have never won
as a president. We all are screwed.
He need to make it. He need to make it to the
to
election.
begin with.
He need to make it to the election. Just make it to the motherfucking election.
Oh, let me tell you.
He should have won the last one.
No, you should.
Hey,
Well, that's gonna be an interesting conversation with all fellas up here.
That's the only thing I agree with you said all night, fam.
Mother in this, man.
Discount
Well,
King.
you've been
talk.
repeating everything else I said.
Nah, I didn't. Definitely not using your quotes, fam. You don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not using your
You did the
quotes.
shit 10
You
minutes
don't
ago.
know what you're talking about, fam. I
Oh,
absolutely.
damn, this is a
do not know what
testosterone
you're talking
panel
about, fam.
now.
No, it's no testosterone. It's
No, this is it. No, it's
No,
testosterone.
And I'm
It's
about to
actually
go
a
my ass to
testosterone.
sleep.
Yeah.
Y'all can have the testosterone.
Hey,
Y'all
you better
have
be in
good
a
rest of
relationship
y'all
too, let go, or you
Oh,
you
yeah.
contradicting yourself.
Brother, great in this show, man. It's been a great
I'm
show.
not in a relationship, Ali.
Then you ain't practicing dick discipline like you tell all the men. But go ahead.
Appreciate you
What are
guys.
you talking about?
Go ahead. Go do
JR,
your thing.
another great show as always.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, man, for pulling up.
Look, thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate you, Junior. Hey, man, my apologies for coming in hot, but I see people teaming up on.
Yeah, they're jumping me. It's all good. It was jumping
That
me.
shit
It's
ain't
all
cool.
good.
Hey,
It was
angry
all good.
man.
They was trying to jump me. It's all
You
good.
can't
I
admit
can't
Angry
that
man.
you be out of control.
They tried to jump
You
me.
know
You
it's
gotta
your
admit
words.
that
Go
shit
ahead,
was
yo.
funny as
Come
hell,
on,
though.
man.
Nah, it wasn't funny. Y'all
It ain't
jumping
just
me.
him
It's all
though. It
good.
ain't just no.
Was the
It's
Y'all
real.
jump me. Y'all
real
triple
thing?
team me. It's all
It's
good.
3 of them on the panel to be wild.
I fought my way out
I'm
before.
gonna
Hey, Israel,
Hold
I
on.
you
fought
gotta
my way
admit,
out before. It's
Israel,
all
well,
good.
Hey, y'all,
hold
Junior
on.
tried to
I thought
stop
Let
the
Go.
show, bro.
I thought Let Go
Junior
was
tried
done.
to close out, y'all.
Hold on,
Israel,
angry man. So
I'll
when
give you
somebody
more
said,
credit
"Come
for
get
things,
your
Israel,
son,"
but
you actually came and got your son
you
for
go to
real?
Let Go when you
Okay,
do this,
first of
man.
all, check this
Definitely
out,
Let Go when you
Mr.
do
Let Go, Mr. Let Go. We not doing that. This is my homeboy, and if my homeboy, if he was out there in the street and somebody was jumping him, I'm jumping in. I don't care if it's 20 niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Just is what it is.
Same here.
I don't know, angry man. My homeboy gets jumped by
he
20
needs
minutes.
some milk.
I'm jumping in.
I might have to shoot. I don't know if I'm gonna throw my
I'm
pistol
jumping
or
in.
not.
Exactly. You know
I'm
what it
jumping
is.
in.
Airing it
You
out.
feel me?
Airing it out.
I
Yo,
appreciate
why
you,
you
brothers, man.
tweeting? We ain't mean to jump on you like that, bro.
It
I'm
was
good.
like, Lord, angry man, help me out
Y'all
here,
did it.
man.
So I didn't
Your
call for no help.
daddy came
I
up
didn't
here,
call for no
man.
help.
Like
Y'all
ain't
know
mean to
I'm
call
your
you
daddy.
up here.
I already saved you from that curve. You better stop playing with me. I already saved you from that curve earlier. Stop playing with me.
Look,
All right,
I came up here.
Respect your papa.
I came up here to add to the conversation, support my man, and gave Fatty some content. So I was a success tonight. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm gonna be angry man's stepson. You're angry man's stepson all week. Angry man, just angry man's stepson.
Daddy cool. So
You know the content gonna be
I mean, but I'm your daddy, so it's all good.
It's gonna be you and Let Go. The content, you know, it's gonna
I'm
be
your
you.
daddy, so let go. So it's all good.
Ali, you know I don't be paying attention to these other little channels. I don't give a shit.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow everybody on the platform, man. Let's support each other, man. We out, man. Good show, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
All right, yo. Take my black ass to sleep.
Hey, y'all make sure I catch Trigger Mike tomorrow, 1:00 p.m. too. Well, thank you guys. Hit that like button on your way out. Appreciate all the support. Shout out to my green gang that's in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all follow everybody on the platform. Let's support each other. Another good show, family.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Look, mile like 3-6 pulled up, ski trip cold winter. All my eating good. I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides with me. Check, come and check, leaving flex season 12, come and get me. Gil, the run around, high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, Gil, the whiplash. Slide through, hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, 2-story, condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. Being me, so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, read about it. Headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules, murder these ain't a problem to me. Tried to tell the maid service don't come unless you bringin' condoms to me. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it.